am.
All right. Thank you. So here's the deal. We will be giving away Kings tickets versus the Sixers. It's a perfect day to do it, by the way. Kings Sixers, I think that's what, January. I'll forget the date, but I think it's January 3rd, whatever. We're going to be doing that randomly every hour on the hour. So we'll let you know when to call, but I appreciate, especially with everything going on now, my man, I appreciate you being motivated like that. We'll make sure, just keep listening, and we'll make sure to do our best to get you tickets, okay?
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Uh-huh. The caller ID said literally random horse. Random horse. HORSE. I want to know how I can get my caller ID to say whatever. Unless that guy's name was Horse Random, which would be amazing. It said random, comma, horse. So start 20. I got the read fresh in my hands, everybody. Start 2025 with a bang at Golden One Center with the Kings. Kings will play the Sixers, Grizzlies, and the Heat to start off the new year. Join us for a thrilling New Year's Day. I'm sorry. Look, we're going to have fun with this, and we really do appreciate. Let me make something clear. I don't want to get in trouble. And this is true. We do really appreciate the Kings giving us 12 pair of tickets to go to any game to give to you. And there are people out there that these phone lines will fill every time I throw out the number. We will give them away. And it is a great Christmas, extra. Now, also aware that the franchise is an absolute dumpster fire right now. And we've got this big Kings ticket promotion going on. And by the way, Chris, are we doing all three shows today? Are we the only show? What's the story today?
It is us, and I believe we will have the Allen Styles show.
I think so. Whitey and Kyle and Whitey are off.
They're
right?
off.
Okay. All right. So
it would have been a short program for them anyways with Monday Night
Football. Nope, that's a good point. So we'll be giving away tickets. So that means we will give away 4 pair. Allen will be giving away 4 pair, and then I assume there will be some form of sounder. Listen to win. Call now during Kyle and Whitey's show. So, and by the way, if you are like many of you in our chat, if you're going, why would I want tickets? You don't have to call. It's okay. You're not required. There are other people that would. Good morning. So just to recap, just so you know, we are excuse me, we are working today. We will be off Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay. Jason will return Thursday, and I will leave. Today is my last show.
Ever?
Excuse me.
Is that what you're choking out?
Ever. Yes. God dang. Weekend phlegm. It's gotta be fun for people to hear. And then I will return. My first show back will be January the 6th. Unless they fire me. Or I quit or suffer some weird accident.
This is your last show of the year.
This is my last show of 2024. That is it. And it's over. I think let me just start the show this way. I think a lot of people are going to wonder why, or I think a lot of people have tuned in this morning. In part, not that popcorn is great to eat at 6 a.m., although I don't have a problem with it. But I think a lot of people are probably tuning in just to watch my mental meltdown on the show. I gotta tell you, no, I'm good. Like anyone ever gets so tired, like you stayed up so long, and maybe there's a point in your day, you're in the car, you're at work or class or whatever, and you cannot, like, you are fighting. You're like biting your tongue or the side of your cheek to stay awake, right? And inevitably, and all you're thinking about is, if I just had a bed right now, if I could literally pull over or go in another room and lie down, I would fall asleep in 3 seconds, which of course is true. But then inevitably you get home or to wherever your destination is, and you finally get in bed and go to close your eyes, and now you can't sleep. You're tired, but you can't sleep. You're overtired. You're whatever it is, and it takes you a while to go to sleep. So that's where I'm at right now, but with my anger. Like I'm beyond anger, and I'm beyond like I freaked out last week. That was my freak out. But I never root unless it's in a tanking situation, which we're not there yet, so relax. Unless we're in a tanking situation, I never root for the team to lose. And even then, it's like I feel dirty about it. But honestly, I'm not going to lie. I think I probably would have rather yesterday's result happen than like some bumblefuts 3-point comeback win. Chris thought I was going somewhere else. I hear you. We may look back at some point and say it was actually a good thing to lose yesterday. Because if you're gonna go in, go in. If you're gonna fall apart, fall apart. I don't want some Rocket-style win out of nowhere where we win one. Maybe they go out and they beat the Pacers yesterday by 22, and then we spend the next few days going, everything's great. They've turned the corner. And then, they lose to Detroit at home and go on another lose 6 of 7. Like, that's the track you don't want. I say keep losing. Because what that does is that forces the franchise into a move. Now, we're going to talk a lot about that today. Those of you who listen to me for a long, long time know I'm not good at a lot of things. In fact, I'm really bad at most things. But one thing you can generally rely on me for, I will admit, and I'll take the credit here. No problem. Give me the credit. I'll take it. I will generally be able to forecast, and I'll generally be able to kind of put the bat signal up when things are about to go down. And this has all the elements of something's about to go down. I want to be clear. I've not talked to any specific individuals that are a part of the franchise that have said to me, stuff's going down. But imagine it like this. Imagine you are a meteorologist. And part of your job is to predict when the hurricane is coming. You may not know the exact miles per hour. You may not know exactly when landfall is going to be until it gets closer. There are going to be some things that you don't know. But what you can do is you can do all the things meteorologists do with the, I don't know, humidity and dew point. And you got your Doppler radar out, and you're measuring things. And, oh, look at the wind is shifting this way and this miles an hour. You can gather enough evidence because you've predicted hurricanes many, many times before. You know what an oncoming hurricane feels like. So this is what a Kings hurricane feels like. And by the way, not all of them we know are coming, Mike Malone. Some of them just jump up out of nowhere. Imagine walking down the street, it was sunny an hour ago, and then, oh my God, hurricane. That was Michael Malone. I can give you, and again, for those of you listening at 610, I'm going to apologize in advance. Just understand the position I'm in. As the day goes on, the audience grows. That's how morning radio works. Generally, we'll hold some things back until the 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., but I hate doing that because we're not rewarding the people that get up at 6 a.m. and listen right away. So your penance for that is that you're going to hear me repeat a lot of things later today that I'm saying right now. Just don't get, remember, I got to do a show. The average person listens for like 5 minutes or something. I got to do a show for a bunch of different people coming off and on the merry-go-round. So just, especially a day like today when people want answers or direction or whatever. I can tell you some educated guesses. First and foremost, if somebody's getting fired between Mike Brown and Monty McNair, it's not going to be Monty McNair. That is one thing I am hearing. It will not be Monty. I'm not here to debate that with you or say why. I'm just a messenger, man. I'm the messenger who hasn't received a message. But it sounds like the way the winds are blowing, if one of the two are going to go, it would be Mike Brown, which I kind of understand because That doesn't mean Monty would be safe this summer necessarily, but fire the GM. Now you got a lame duck. You know, you got the trades coming up. They almost can't do that. That doesn't mean I know that Mike Brown's going to get fired, but I will tell you this. In my opinion, had Mike Brown not signed hey, credit to his agent. Seriously, big credit. Whoever his agent is, I want that agent if I was, talented enough to have an agent. Credit, because Mike Brown wasn't in, they didn't have to re-sign him last summer. But the agent not only got him a new extension, but used the media nationally and locally to pressure Vivek, who was, to his credit, let's be fair here now, because we're gonna hammer Vivek a little bit today. But you got to call balls and strikes. Vivek didn't want to sign he did not want to sign the extension, or at least not under those circumstances. Those negotiations were not going well over the summer. And then I think it was a Woj, stuff started going public. And then the Kings closer, if you will, when it comes to contracts and stuff like that, had to fly back from Europe and close the deal with the agent and get it done before all hell broke loose. And if you're one of the people that was like, we shouldn't have re-signed him, well, I remember very specifically running a poll, should Vivek and the Kings re-sign Mike Brown? And I think it was like 91% yes, so relax. Relax on the Monday morning quarterbacking there. Had that not have happened, I think Mike Brown would have been fired last night. I am almost positive Mike Brown would have been fired. Last night, that was a fire the coach night. That was 100% a fire the coach loss. It was. That loss, on top of the fact that it was the Pacers, on top, Tyrese Halliburton, and they're throwing balls off the backboard and having fun and just embarrassing this team in front of their home crowd. Preceded by 2 back-to-back home Laker losses, and then everything that happened before that. That was a fire the coach loss last night. And in my opinion, the only reason they haven't fired the coach is because Vivek don't want to eat $30 million, which I could be wrong on the numbers, but I think it's either 30 or 20, because I don't know if the third year is guaranteed. It's either 20 million or 30 million. We're going to talk about that. And by the way, as we go to break here, please don't take what I'm saying as I think that Mike Brown's the problem and firing him will take care of everything. This is a multiple surgeries that got to be done here. Talking about what's most likely, that doesn't mean it's an endorsement. You know what I'm saying? So we'll take a break. When we come back, pretty much every franchise that matters in Northern California, including the Raiders, did something lame over the weekend. In the Raiders' case, they can't even lose right. So it's a great time in Northern or ex-Northern California sports. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Leading off is next.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender. In the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento. It's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
In the second half, Indiana outscored Sacramento 70 70-43. Well, there aren't a lot of fans left in the building. The ones that are here are letting the Kings know how much they did not like this performance, particularly in the second half. Final score, Pacers 122-95. It ends up in an absolute blowout. The Kings end up shooting 36.5%, far and away their worst shooting performance of the season. And they just end up getting smoked.
Oh, tell it like it is, G-Man. They got smoked.
A shameful performance.
They got smoked by Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers. And it wasn't just that the Pacers.
Shameful performance.
It was. It wasn't just that the Pacers came in and won. It really wasn't, especially in a tied game going into the half. It was that the Pacers outscored the Kings 70-43 in the second half. 70-43 in the second half. It was that the Pacers had 7 guys in double figures. And Jarris Walker had 9. Thomas Bryant had 8. It was their leading scorer was Pascal Siakam at 19. It was just a nice, steady, even performance by a team that is doing okay right now. By the way, the Pacers were 5-11 on the road coming into this game. 5-11. That's not great. The Kings are lost. Now, I do want to say something here before we proceed with the next 3 hours and 40 minutes of the show. And by the way, I know that this is going to get eye rolls, but I do shockingly spend a little bit of time on social media, but I also read the text here. And I read the chat. I read a lot of stuff. And I'm as vocal and outspoken as anyone. And I see a lot of things, and I know that things aren't great. I would say this: I do wish in times like this we remember that it's sports. And here's what I mean by that. I'm not saying don't be vocal, but just some of the things that are personal that I'm seeing being lobbed at Vivek or players or the coach or Monty. Like criticism, 100%. They should lose their jobs, 100%. If you want to say Vivek wants to sell the team, say sell the team. Well, I'm saying whatever you want to say in the parameters of the sport, 100%. Seriously. I'm just saying, like, can we cool it on, like, comments about family or inviting them to do inappropriate things with, their ancestors. Like, seriously, some of it gets a little out of control. And I would just remind you, nobody in the franchise wants to lose. Okay. I don't know what Vivek is doing right now, but I can promise you he's not a happy camper. And if he's even reading stuff online, it is a terrible thing to do. And he's at every game. He's obviously engaged. He's not disengaged. Now, you can say he doesn't know what he's doing. He's hired the wrong guys. They're spending the wrong money. They're not spending enough. That's all fair game. This is not lay off the team in any way, shape, or form, and I'm going to hammer them all day today. What I'm saying is the player – well, I won't speak for the players or coach. I know the owner wants to win. There's one guy that ain't going anywhere. He ain't getting traded. He ain't getting fired. He ain't getting released. So we're going to go in a little bit. We're going to talk about Vivek today, not a great light. We're certainly going to talk about the players and coaches, not in a great light. And Monty McNair, not a great light. All I'm saying is let's just please not get just silly about it and personal and whatever. I did see a text during the break before we move on to number 2 here that said, what does it say about the panic button? I have taken the panic button out of the drawer and removed the protective tape, but I'm not pushing it yet. Well, I'm here to tell you something. it's panic time. Okay? Unless you're of the idea that we should be patient and punt on the season. And by the way, punting on the season isn't tanking. Punting on the season is this team will finish, somewhere in the low single digits or high single digits, low teens when it comes to their pick. They'd have to make a bunch of moves and panic to do that. But just to give you an idea, this team right now with their record, if you just go by last year's play-in numbers, in order to make the play-in, assuming last year's play-in record at the 10 seed is going to be the same, the Kings would have to go 33-19 the rest of the season, which, by the way, is doable. That's a 52-win pace. It is, I'm just saying, it's not like they have to win, be on pace to win 70 games through the year, but that is a .634 winning percentage just to reach what it was last year. Now, it might be a little bit harder to get in as it is right now. It might be a little easier to get in record-wise. But don't make the mistake and think that like we're still just getting started on the season. We're almost 2.5 months, well, a little over 2 months into the season. We're well over a quarter of the way through. It's panic time. Okay? It's panic time. A third of the season's what? Like, what the hell is it? 26 games, somewhere in that. I'm sure there's some decimals involved. Kings are at 20 games. Or 30 games, actually. Christ. We're over a third of the way the season through. Good math, Dave. Yeah, it's panic time, guys. It's panic time. All right, number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Achan, the pitch. He's got a first on Moore. 40, 35, 30. He's going to score. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Touchdown, Dolphins. Yeah. That's, at this point, we're just kind of running through the motions. Let's be honest with the Niners. What are we going to do on the Niners today? We'll have a couple questions in 4-down territory, I think. One Niners question. Matt will come on. Matt Barrow's at 9. We'll still have Greg Pop on, but okay, I don't have much time for the Niners today. We'll run, we'll do a little football at 6:44 in 20 minutes, Niners and Raiders, but Niners just kind of going through the motions. I'm not saying the players aren't trying. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of season's over. Season's over. They were mathematically eliminated yesterday. They were eliminated, 2 games ago. They're 6-9. They've got the Lions coming up. They got the Lions coming up, and then they go to Arizona. I honestly see no reason for them to win either game. Certainly at home against the Lions, who still need wins, and then on the road against Arizona, which ain't great, but is having a better year than the Niners. I imagine they'll be underdogs in both. And as a Niner fan, at this point, I am perfectly fine. I would rather them finish 6-11 than finish 7-10 or God forbid 8-9. They're winning ball games does nothing for the Niners at this point. Give me the higher pick. And speaking of that, we'll talk about the Las Vegas Raiders and just how ass backwards that franchise is and was over the weekend. We'll talk about them at 6:44. When we come back, though, the Kings lose to the Lakers, and the Kings lose to the Pacers. And the only thing better than those watching and listening is reliving them. Yeah, we've got audio. We'll run through a little bit of it next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on Detroit. It's the final regular season home game presented by SAP. Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back. back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Toyotathon is on. Yes, Toyotathon. You've seen the memes. Now it's your chance to celebrate. Score a low-cost lease on the versatile RAV4 after $1,000 lease cash. Or take home the spacious 36 mpg Grand Highlander Hybrid. Or check out the all-new 38 mpg Toyota Crown Signia. Get in on the best deals of the year. But hurry, because Toyotathon ends soon. Toyota. Let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 1/6/25.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho, 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 ho.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer & Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company.
40 every hour on the not on the hour.
For that hour.
Every hour, we will be giving away between now and 6 p.m. a pair of tickets to go see the Kings and the Sixers. Let me say something in all seriousness. I don't need to sell this. We're already doing it. You may actually want these tickets. I'll give you. I'm talking to. Look, there's a lot of people that want these tickets no matter what. And by the way, call right now 1-800-920-1140. You may actually want these. Even the most cynical of you may want these. I'll give you 2 reasons why. Okay, 2 very, very good reasons why. The lesser of those good reasons is, number one, the Philadelphia 76ers are 9-17. They're 4-9 at home. Yes, I know that doesn't mean that the Kings will beat them. Right now, the Kings would lose to them, almost certainly. I get it. Secondly, if I don't know, but if I'm betting money, this ain't going to be the same Kings team on the 3rd as it is on the 23rd. So you may actually get the first crack at seeing the new players or a coach or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying these tickets may actually become quite different here in the next few days. All right, 1-800-920-11. I didn't throw out a caller number, but Chris, can you verify for me? What's the caller ID say at the the first caller guy? And we cleared the phone lines. Who's the first guy? What's the name?
Random Horse.
You're damn right, it's Random Horse.
Different here in the next.
Hey, you got to turn your radio down, though. Random Horse. I don't even care what your name is, dude. It's straight up Random Horse. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Persistence pays off. Okay, I got to ask you, though, and if it's like personal or private, don't share, but can you shed light as to why your caller ID says Random Horse? If it's personal, don't. If it's something that's going to give away private information, don't.
No, it's not. I've changed my caller ID like 3 times over the past 4 years. It's been like Batman, Chalupa, Donald Trump. I wasn't getting a lot of answers when I was calling people at that point.
Hold on. Hey, how do you change your caller ID?
I don't know. I can only figure it out when I'm drunk. So there's been 3 times I've done it, and now I'm stuck with Random Horse for now until the next night. So at least it's not Donald Trump or Batman Chalupa anymore.
What?
I have another question.
Yeah.
Is this Puke Guy?
Yeah, is this Puke Guy? You're not Puke Guy, are you?
No, I'm not.
We need Puke Guy.
No, not Puke Guy.
Yo, he can figure out how to change his caller ID when he's hammered and then sobers up and has no idea. You have no idea what you did, and now you're stuck with Random Horse until if and when you get hammered again and decide to do it.
Pretty much, and I never know what it is until somebody reminds me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot it was Random Horse.
I want to know how to change my caller ID so badly.
This Random Horse wants Kings tickets.
Yeah, Random Horse gets Kings tickets. January 3rd, Golden One Center, Kings versus Sixers. Just do me a favor. Are you on Twitter at all?
Yeah, I actually just was on
you
there.
did,
Yeah.
I just responded to you. I just responded to you. Do me a favor, bro. If you remember, which I don't blame you if you don't, next time you're hammered and you're changing your caller ID, please send me a drunk message outlining how to do it so that I can do that for my own caller ID. Okay, that's the deal. I'll give you the tickets. You teach me how to. You get hammered at some point. Please be safe. 1-800-GAMBLER or whatever, and you let me know. Okay.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. I think you have to go into I went into the Verizon app before or the T-Mobile app, and I somehow figured it out. I don't know. It's such a hard process. I can't figure it out right now.
Random Horse, you're my friend. I'm going to put you on hold. Congratulations, you got Kings tickets. I needed that. I don't know. I changed it. I changed it to Random Horse. And now I'm stuck with it because I can only do it when I'm hammered. Oh, did I say January 3rd? It's January 1st. Thank you, Katrina. Sorry. Hey, look, we're working a holiday show today. Ain't going to be perfect, but thank you. Thank you for pointing it out. Also, way too many people listening right now in the YouTube chat and everywhere else. I just took a look at, I just got a peek at the number. Way too many people. God, we love misery, don't we? All right. Malik Monk was active defensively very early in yesterday's
Long
game.
lead pass. Siakam baseline looks for the trailer Matherin. He's rejected by Monk, who has 2 block shots in the open minutes of this ball game. Fox now with a transition 3 scores the triple. That makes it a 7-5 contest.
Yep. Monk actually had 2 first quarter blocks. I believe both transferred. I know that one obviously, but I think both converted to points. So he was active early, as was Domantas Sabonis.
Kevin Herter for Sacramento to Sabonis. Accelerates left side of the paint, drives on Turner, drop step, reaches, scores. Reached around the defender that time. That was a good active take against Miles Turner. Kings now have a 4-point lead for the first time at 19-15.
And that's how it would end. That's how it would end. Kings win. Stop the count. That's how it would end. I don't want to go through all this stuff. Let's just, let's see. Here we go. Malik Monk beats the buzzer. That was the last maybe fun
Trying to
moment.
hound Malik Monk on the inbounds pass to Fox, and it's deflected by McConnell, grabbed by Fox, 3 seconds to go to Monk. He's in the paint for 2, double clutch lean in, scores it as time expires.
Not only at this point did the Pacers start assuming control of the game in front of the home fans, but it was Tyrese Halliburton that asserted control in front of the fans.
Siakam to Halliburton for the rainbow 3, scores it on the left angle. Back to a 7-point separation, matching the biggest lead of the ball game for the visiting Pacers.
G-Man getting choked up as we all were. Halliburton, another 3.
Halliburton sidesteps the defender, launches the 3, scores it. Missed his first 4. He's made his last 3. It's now 69-59. The Kings are down by double digits in this one.
69-59. And then how about Reed Shepherd putting the Kings to bed?
Malik Monk's back in. He takes the ball up the floor. Pogo's into the lane, leaves his feet, makes a bad pass. It's stolen by Toppin. Here comes McConnell down the lane, feeds to the corner. Shepherd for 3. Turn out the lights.
Party's
I know it's
over.
early. It's less than 8 minutes to go, but my goodness, the Kings just can't make a bucket, and they give up 3 in transition. It's 99-83. Pacers have now made 14 3-point shots in this one.
Heard a little bit of booze there. I'm not talking liquor. Here's Reed Shepherd again, Kings killer.
Here's Shepherd for 3. Bring up 3 more. It's now 102-83.
More
You
booze.
hear the reaction of Kings fans. Their club down by 19. The Grinch leaving a lump of coal here for a lot of folks in this building.
It gets only worse, everybody. Punctuated by a very happy Tyrese Halliburton.
Halliburton drives, too easy. Easy score. Boy, this Kings club is mired, and they are in the doldrums. And Kings fans are not happy. Mike Brown has just taken his final time out, and I think it's about time to empty the bench.
Yep. So, there's things that people throw out all the time. I will tell you this much. I tend to not say this lightly because I'll just be perfectly honest, because these clips go out and they get back to the players and the franchise, and I don't want to say it if I don't mean it and I can't back it up. I'm not just throwing stuff into the ether. So I don't say it lightly. The Kings quit last night. They quit. They quit on the coaching staff. They quit on the fans. And that's why I believe a move is inevitable, because that's where we're at now. They lost both games to the Lakers, and certainly we can pick a bunch of stuff out there that was bad. Last night was really the first night where I go, you literally quit. You absolutely quit. You're not that bad. You quit. It's the worst thing you can do in sports. You quit. You get paid a ton. Now, I'm sure there's players that would hear this and go, I didn't quit. Yeah, you did. You're a team. You don't get all the blame when there's a loss. You don't get all the credit when there's a win. As a team, the team quit. Pacers ain't that good. You knew what the job was. You knew what you had to do. And it's one thing to lose to better team or to worse teams, even assuming the Pacers are worse. It's one thing to lose this game, that game, that game. They quit. They absolutely quit. You could tell. You could tell by the body language. You could tell by the wide open lanes at the back. They quit. Let's call it as it is. They quit. And Mike Brown ain't much better. I can defend Mike Brown on a lot of things. Last night, Mike Brown was terrible. He was absolutely at the wrong time atrocious. And I don't know if he's trying to send a message to Monty McNair because Mike Brown's not a terrible coach and he's not stupid. He's not. Is he sending a message to somebody? Because that's what it sure sounded like or looked like to me. Because I don't think he's that bad. His rotations, horrible. Keon Ellis on the bench, horrible. Horrible. Brought him in for junk time. Why is it every time the Kings are in trouble, Keon Ellis pays for it? At this point, they're all stealing paychecks, man. I'm not saying that lightly. This isn't hot take sports radio. They're stealing checks paid for by fans. So you got to make a move. So we'll discuss it. It's not if they're going, whatever. I mean, look, maybe they don't. Maybe they sit there, and in that case, it's going to get really bad. And yes, I will acknowledge there's that chance that they don't do anything except around the edges and something clicks with these guys and they have the Rocky music moment and they get a win and then they get more and more wins. And next thing you know, they've won 11 of 13 and hey, the Kings are somehow figuring it out. And we look back on this and go, wow, I can't believe they stayed the course. Like that is actually a possibility. I don't think it's a very likely one. I think it's an almost impossibility, but the only time generally, guys, that things are perfectly in black and white and that there's a clear right decision, a clear wrong decision, that involves a body count. This is sports. So I do believe a move is inevitable. We'll talk today about what that will be. And we'll start that at 7 a.m. Well, actually, we have Kings Rewind at 7 a.m., right, Chris?
Hopefully we get in at 7.
Are we still waiting on things?
Jason's Rewind has crashed the computer once already, so.
I will say this. We got a break here. I would love it if there was a Kings Rewind. This would not be the worst day to not have a Kings Rewind. So either way, I know you guys have done a ton of work.
We're getting a Kings Rewind.
We're getting a Kings Rewind? Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, quick football. Niners lose, Raiders win, and it was just silly. We'll talk about that, and we'll get right back to the Kings next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
California's largest Sportsman's Expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Get discount coupons at Big O Tires and O'Reilly Auto Parts stores. Visit sportsexpos.com for locations, show map, exhibitor listing, and seminar schedules. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton and Price to be their Rudolph with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton and Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice, happiest holidays from Ashton and Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, specialty vehicles and diesel are extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Holiday gift giving is right around the corner, and the good news is that golfers are an easy group to buy for. Every year, someone releases the next best answer to the age-old question, how do I get the ball in the hole in less strokes? The best answers to that question are lessons and a personal club fitting. Now, you don't have to shell out $500 for a new driver. Your golfer will be thrilled to receive less expensive gifts like a golf glove or a woolen cap or a rain hat for winter play, or maybe a stocking stuffer like new golf spikes. You can't have enough golf balls, but golfers like to play a certain brand, so check the golf bag for clues. Speaking of bags, a new golf bag is always a treat. Golf lasers and GPS units are among the hottest gifts right now, and a swing trainer is a great idea if you know a fair weather golfer who won't be seen again until April. Gift certificates always work for play, for lessons, or for anything else your golfer won't purchase for themselves. Check with your local pro shop or PGA professional. They can help you decide the right gift for your golfer. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available. Special financing leasing some of the offers.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Niners lost to the Dolphins. Raiders beat Jacksonville. I don't have much to say about the Niners other than just keep losing. Season's over. Just keep losing. The Raiders, God. I understand Herm Edwards and you play to win the game. And I also understand that Antonio Pierce and the players on the field, they're going to go out and try to win games. They have themselves to think about. Their job is to win games. I don't blame the coach or the players 1,000% for winning. Of course, they're going to try to win. But that's where Tom Telesco, the GM, has to step in. That's where it's what we call a handshake tank, where we're gonna try some new guys out there. We're gonna protect some other guys. Oh, this guy has an ankle thing. We're gonna, you're basically saying, guys, we're trying to do a thing. You're gonna get paid to be on the sidelines. Basically, you gotta help the coach. You can't just go out and say, hey, coach and players tank, because that's unethical and that's against that's against the rules of the game. You can't purposely try to lose as a coach or a player. Of course, you cannot do that. But as a GM, you can certainly make it easier for the tank to happen. There is no upside to the Raiders beating the Jaguars. Zero. None. If the goal is to try to someday win a championship. Because you went from being neck and neck with the New York Giants, who probably, by the way, will lose out. They've lost 10 in a row. You're probably not getting the one pick. I'd be very surprised if the New York Giants beat either the Colts at home or Philly in Philly to end the year, unless, of course, Philly clinches and just plays nobody. But there's a chance. And all you need to know to look is all the teams that are around the Raiders who are sitting at 3-12. There's now a 5-way tie at 3-12 and a 2-13. Okay. Every other team other than the Raiders has lost a combined 25 games in a row between the Browns, Jags, Titans, Patriots, and Giants. 25 in a row. And then you have the Raiders. Winning this game is not going to build something for next year. It's not going to invigorate the franchise. It's not, no, Antonio Pierce is almost certainly fired, and half these players aren't going to be here next year anyways, if not more. You want the pick. And you know how I know that as we break here? Because the Raiders' win yesterday more than likely cost them at least 2, if not more, spots. So let's just look at it like this. To move up from the, let's say, 4 pick to the 2 pick in the draft, if you look at past drafts and trades, that costs you a lot of capital and future picks, maybe a player, et cetera, to move up that high when you're that high. Big difference between moving up from pick 100 to 98 and pick 4 to 2. So, yeah, you beat the Jags, and it cost you a bunch of capital. It's dumb. Just dumb. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I don't know, Chris, what are we doing in this next segment? TBD? We'll figure it out?
We'll figure it out.
We're either going to do Kings Rewind or we'll do something else. Either way, you will be entertained. Are you not entertained? Answer that question after the next segment next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention, and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Data Bank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380. Again, 1-800-217-4380.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on Detroit. It's the final regular season home game presented by SAP. Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers face the Detroit Lions.
20, one block and he's in.
It's the final regular season home game of the campaign and presented by SAP.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the wrap up the year sales events?
We're giving you a head start on next year with up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s, starting as low as $36,325.
Wow, you guys are always looking forward.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under $20,000.
Now more than ever, Hoblet needs to be your first stop when you need a new or used car. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
16,000 total net savings on select new Ram 1500 models after 10,500 factory rebates and 5,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 1,500 Chrysler Capital bonus cash. Must finance through Chrysler Capital qualify. 500 business upfit, business ownership, and 500 upfit required. And 2,000 Ford Conquest cash. Must own or lease a Ford. No trade-in required. 10th is net savings. 36,325 sample VIN 544-890. See dealer for details.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe here with your daily reminder to get on Tropic Time. Take 10. Sip a refreshing smoothie and manifest at your cabana side. Slade hot yoga, treat yourself. Crushed back-to-back meetings, get that me time. Adulted a little extra today, you deserve a vacay. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. And when you want a little snack with your smoothie, pair our new Hawaiian barbecue slider with our new caramelized pineapple smoothie for a match made in pineapple paradise. Limited time only.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up Oscar!
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Baseball currently exists in a world consumed with exit velocity, spin rate, and launch angle. The game was once a whole lot simpler. But the impact of getting on base, advancing to the next base, and eventually crossing home plate is as significant as it is timeless. And so, too, are the career achievements of Rickey Henderson. The game's all-time leader in bases stolen and runs scored passed away on Friday. His talents on the diamond, the stuff of legend. Henderson led his league in stolen bases a dozen times during his 25-year career, highlighted by a mind-boggling 130 steals in 1982, another of his records. In 1998, he swiped 66 bags as a 39-year-old. For context, in the 26 seasons since then, only 10 players had that many steals in a single season. The oldest of them was 32. Rickey stole bases off Thurman Munson and Carlton Fisk in his rookie year, then off Ivan Rodriguez and Mike Piazza in his final year. Baltimore manager Earl Weaver famously said, walking him is like giving up a triple. Henderson, justifiably elected to Cooperstown in his first eligible year, a scintillating player, he was every bit a Hall of Famer when it came to tales from the clubhouse. He was an originator of addressing himself in the third person, and legend has it, he framed his $1 million bonus check because he was so proud of it, but months later, ultimately put it in the bank because he was told he was losing interest that should have been accumulating. The tall tales you hear just serve to blur the lines between fact and fiction, and it only adds to the legend of Rickey Henderson on the field and off.
That's the great Scott Van Pelt eulogizing Rickey Henderson. The last time I heard or read something about an athlete dying and felt that way was when I first saw, it was also on a Saturday morning, strangely enough, Kobe Bryant. Now, Kobe and Rickey obviously fairly far apart when it came to age when they passed, but what I mean is I saw the notification, I saw the tweet, I think is where I saw it, and I immediately started looking around at different accounts. Like, there's no way this is true.
Well, the bad thing was the day before there was kind of some stuff online saying it.
I didn't see that.
And
really?
There was some chatter about like, hey, what is this? Why are people like talking like this? There's no like, but there wasn't anything from ESPN, TMZ, all of like the places where you think. So it's one of those.
That. Wow.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that's just like,
I
didn't believe it just because like, okay, ESPN's going to have this. Why are people even talking like this? And then the next day is like, oh man.
I didn't believe it until I saw, I think it might've been Fox Baseball account tweeted it out. And then it was real. I mean, look, it's tough to compare obviously with the Kobe thing, because obviously that, and by the way, I don't think they've released cause of death or anything like that. So I don't know, but Rickey Henderson was not, look, he wasn't 19 years old or anything, but 65, and Rickey, and beyond that, like Rickey Henderson is one of, you talk about athletes being immortal. He certainly is one of those immortal athletes that you can't even imagine not being here. I am a lifelong Giants fan. That's something everybody knows. On my list of favorite non-Giants, Rickey is at or near the top. I mean, I really did some thinking about it over the weekend. Like, he might be number one. We've had this conversation on the air before, as a matter of fact. I know I've shared this story where I played, and I know a lot of people can identify with this, by the way. I played Little League in Del Paso Eastern, and then Carmichael Little League. And in both leagues, our coaches, probably a lot because my dad was usually a coach, after the games, if they were a weekend game, like a Friday game, for example, we would all go to the Round Table Pizza on Marconi and Walnut. And there's if you've ever been in there, and many pizza places have this, there's a room in the back basically with a bunch of benches, and there was a TV in there. And they'd reserve that, and you had a bunch of 9, 10, 11-year-olds back there yelling and screaming in their jerseys, and just a big part of Americana. Pizza after Round Table pizza after a Little League game on a weekend is one of the great memories growing up. And on more than one occasion, they'd have I think at one point it was Yankees, but also an A's game. I saw both versions of Rickey there because I very specifically remember, you had this little row of like 4 video games around the corner, like Spy Hunter and a pinball game, maybe Galaga, whatever. And we'd be running back and forth, begging our parents for quarters, going and playing, running all over the place. But somebody would yell, "Rickey's up!" And everyone would make a beeline, and the poor bastard who was still on the video game got stuck. And everybody would make a beeline to the big screen in that back room to watch Rickey Henderson. And we didn't care if it was a single, a double, a triple, a walk. I actually remember one time Rickey hit a home run, and we were almost disappointed because all we wanted to do was see Rickey get on base. We just wanted Rickey on first. And when he get on first, we'd lose our minds, and then it was all steal, steal, steal. Steal it, Rick. Steal it. And inevitably, he'd steal a base, and it would be bedlam. It didn't matter who you rooted for. You're rooting for Rickey Henderson to steal a base. My junior year in high school, my cousin Gabrielle was 2 years ahead of me, was starting her freshman year at Washington State University. And one of my best friends, Willie, his sister Kathy, their dad had just become a professor at Washington State, coincidentally. So we both had these reasons to go up and visit. So we went up to Pullman and hung out there for a little bit. And then my cousin was actually living in Seattle at the time. So we drove from Pullman to Seattle, and we ended up getting tickets, upper deck tickets at the Kingdome to go see the Mariners and the A's. And this was I don't remember how many home runs in a row he hit. I want to say it was 12 games in a row. It was in the middle of Ken Griffey Jr.'s consecutive game streak of hitting a home run, of which he hit a home run there. And we snuck down because if you remember the old Kingdome, nobody went. I don't think the A's were doing particularly well that year. I could be wrong. Certainly not the Mariners. And we snuck down, and we got front row. We got down to the front row, 4 kids, first base side. And again, I've told this story before. Rickey gets on first, and all we're doing is screaming at Rickey. All we're doing is screaming at Rickey to steal. Steal. We were 11 years old again. Steal. Come on, Rickey. They're not even holding you on, Rick. Come on. And I think after the second pitch, he looked over at us and smiled. And you got to understand, you're 16 years old. You're in Seattle. I'd never been there before. We're at the Kingdome. It's already a big freaking deal. And Rickey Henderson looks over and smiles at you. Like trust me, there was like 12 people at the Kingdome. I think our voices were echoing. That's how quiet it was. And not the very next pitch. I'd love to say the very next pitch. But I think about 2 pitches later, Rickey steals second. Rickey steals second, head first slide, gets up. He's dusting himself off. And he looks back at us. And he tips the cap. And I swear to God, I've been in this business since I was 18 years old. I've seen a lot of cool things. I've talked to a lot of cool athletes, by the way, including Rickey Henderson, which I'll try to find that interview. That is still to me like top 5 moment I've ever experienced in sports. 16, we'll never forget it. And I guarantee you there are a ton of people with similar adjacent stories of Rickey Henderson. So when I heard that he passed, there are 2 truths in this world, really. Number one, you're never truly an adult until your parents die. You're always a bit of a child. You don't truly lose your childhood until both of your parents are gone. And secondly, there's nothing, if you're a sports fan, that makes you feel your own mortality more than a childhood sports hero passing away. It hits different. None of us knew Rickey Henderson, or I'm assuming none of us knew Rickey Henderson intimately, or was a family member of his. There's many, many other people in this world that we know a lot more than Rickey Henderson, but his death and deaths like his hit different because of the sports connection, which is what makes sports so beautiful and tragic at the same time. And the reputation with Rickey, sometimes in media circles, was it depends on the Rickey you get. He may talk to you, he may not talk to you. He may talk to you, and it may not be a great interview. It depends on the mood Rickey's in. Rickey's Rickey. And so it was, I don't know how many years ago, but I know I was on the air with Keith Brooks at the time. That's how long ago it was. So I would say probably somewhere around 2014, about 10 years ago. And we were down covering a spring training, as we usually will. And we asked our guy down there, our A's rep, we asked him if because Rickey was down there consulting for the A's. And we asked if we could get Rickey at some point. And I don't know where Keith was. For some reason, Keith wasn't there at the time with me. The guy came up to me. We were down on the field during batting practice. He said, hey, Rickey says he's got a couple minutes. You want to talk to him? Oh, my God. Yeah, no time for I don't know. Keith might have left early, but it was me and Rickey, and we were leaning back on the rail of the dugout with our feet on the dirt, and we're facing out, watching. It's a 74-degree, beautiful, beautiful day in Mesa, Arizona, at the A's complex, and Rickey, I believe, is to my left, and we're facing out, watching batting practice. And if you've ever been to spring training, it's winter back home, the sights, the smells, the feel, the sounds, really, of spring training. And in the first minute of an interview, you already know pretty much where the interview is going to go as far as the mood. And I knew right away, though I'd been in the business long enough to not get intimidated or starstruck as much, but with Rickey, it was different, and I'll admit that. And after his first couple of answers, I knew I had gotten the right Rickey. I got Rickey on the right day, because he was just there to BS, have fun, tell, talk, do whatever. He was gonna give you as much time as possible. In fact, I remember the very first thing I said to him, and sometimes I'll say this to athletes where I'm not sure if they really want to do the interview. I'll say, "Hey, Rick, really appreciate you doing this. We'll try to get you out of here as soon as possible. We'll make it painless." I'll say something like that. And I remember him saying, "No, man. Spring training. I got all the time in the world. Take your time. Ask whatever." And I think we talked for a good 15 minutes on the air. And then after I put away the mic and turned it off, I think we talked for another 15 minutes. I'm sitting there just BSing with Rickey Henderson about baseball and baseball memories. I told him the story of the Round Table Pizza. I told him the story of when I was in Seattle. Of course, he's not going to remember that, but just how fantastic that was. And I'm paraphrasing, but I'll never forget. He said, "I always made it a point, if I was on the road and I saw our visiting fans, if I could hear them, if I could pick them out, I always wanted to tip my cap, smile at them, because you hear that on the road. It makes a difference." He talked about that. He was, as we break here, he had a titanic ego. He could be mercurial at times. He was Rickey, man. Like, you wanted to, people throw the term around one of a kind a lot. Rickey Henderson was 100% one of a kind. And I say this with a lump in my throat, and I say this with all the love and respect I possibly can. And I'd like to think Rickey would smile if he was here. I hope Rickey, regardless of what you believe and what you believe happens after death, I couldn't help but think of Rickey getting up to the pearly gates and saying something effective, "Rickey's here. Rickey's here. You were the best angels, but now Rickey is the greatest angel of all time," and kicking in those pearly gates and perpetually having it be 2-2 with one out and getting a 7-step lead and knowing he's going to be grabbing second base here momentarily. So to say Rickey Henderson will be missed is an understatement. What a loss for the game of baseball. And to A's fans out there, that was the second thing I thought after, oh my God, this can't be true, is I'm sure other fans of other franchises have had worse years. I can't think of one. So thoughts with you, A's fans. Golly. I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry for everything you're going through. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. We'll try to get to King's Rewind at the bottom of the hour at some point, Chris.
It is definitely going to be ready for the bottom.
Oh, okay. So 7:30, King's Rewind in the meantime. The move's going to happen. When? Why? What? 3 for Madness. Coming up in just 1 minute.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
And let me just say one more thing real quick about Rickey. And I'm just saying this to everybody who's emailing and social mediaing and all that. And I acknowledge this is small, and I'm saying it with a smile on my face, but just do me a favor, please. It's Rickey. It's like Mickey, as in Mickey Mouse, but Rickey. Rickey, not Ricky. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying. I'm trying to help you out.
If you want to hear some great Rickey Henderson stories, there's a history podcast called The Dollop. They did a 2-part episode on his entire career, and it's incredible.
I don't know that there are too many. You can count on probably one hand. Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Rickey Henderson, maybe Billy Martin. Like you can count on one hand.
And Billy Martin and Rickey Henderson were a pair.
100%. The players that have the most fun stories in baseball history. Rickey is definitely on that list. Rickey. Rickey. Just remember it like that. I'm just trying to help you out. 3 for Madness, Christopher Law, question 1.
So if a move is going to happen, when does it happen?
I think it could happen as soon as today. I'm not going to say it's imminent. I'm saying we're talking about the Kings, by the way, all of the, everything is in place. You know, if we're on hurricane watch, it's now a hurricane warning. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's definitely happening and this is what nobody knows. Well, somebody knows, but not us. But let me put it this way. If I think the most likely move to happen, if it happens sooner, is Mike Brown has been fired. And if I saw something from Shams or whomever during this show, it actually wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm just saying we're in that world now. And I think that's probably the most that's the I don't want to say easiest thing, but it's the easiest lever to pull as far as functionality. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be in a situation where you're dealing from a point of weakness. And every other GM in the NBA has been there. They understand the pressure that Monty McNair and Wes Wilcox and that front office are under. And they're going to do whatever they can because they get paid to do it. They're going to do whatever they can to maximize whatever trade they make with any team. So with the Kings, well, maybe some deals that were on the table last week, maybe those deals are getting adjusted now because everyone knows a move almost certainly has to be made. And you don't want to deal from a position of weakness. I'm sure Monty and Wes are looking at all the deals on the table. And they got to make a decision, and I hope the decision is the following. And I have no reason to believe that Monty's not going to be ethical when he makes whatever decision he makes. This is not a guy that has, remember back before Monty got his extension. This is a guy that could have very easily sacrificed a bunch of future picks and really loaded this team up to make him look good for a year or two. And he's just not going to do that, or he hasn't in the past. So I don't think that's what's on the table. I think there's a lot of stuff on the table for the Kings. At least half of it we have no idea about. In other words, names that haven't even been mentioned. But something's got to happen, and I'm telling you the easiest lever to pull is Mike Brown. Should it be Mike Brown? Debatable. Does he deserve it? Very debatable. But something's got to happen because this team is falling apart. They have tuned out their coach, and they quit last night. They quit. You can't do that, especially in front of your home fans. That's an unforgivable. So something's got to happen, and I believe something will happen. Number 2, please.
Question 2.
The Kings are a league worst 6-11 at home. Why?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. 6-11 at Golden One Center. We've been talking about this really since the beginning of the season. This is nothing new. This is worse than it's ever been, but this is nothing new. This is something they've been doing now for a while. They've been worse at home than they should be, especially for what their record was the last few years. I wrote this earlier this morning. The Kings lead the NBA in home losses with 11. The Pelicans and the Wizards are the 2 teams tied with them. The Kings, Pelicans, and Wizards are the only teams with 11 home losses. Here's the thing. The Pelicans and Wizards have a combined road record of 2-25. The Kings 7-6. The Kings are 7-6 away from Golden One Center. They are 6-11 at home. That is too big of a sample size when you combine it with the last couple of years to say that is schedule, that it's a coincidence. And I don't have the answer. And I think that's one of the toughest things to say in the world is, well, I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know what it is, except I know it ain't the fans. I don't know, man. Maybe everybody comes home and they just start. Maybe there's a secret club they all go to and party all night long. Maybe everyone's drinking too much of Tomas Sabonis' wine. Maybe everyone's putting up Christmas lights and stuff this time. I don't know. But they are a worse home team than a road team, and you've got top 5 best fans in the NBA. Inarguably, top 5 best fans in the NBA. I don't know, but they're bad. And if you're going to be bad, but don't be bad at home. Don't be bad in front of your home fans. 11 of 17 times this year, the Sacramento Kings have sent their home fans home to their homes. Sad. That's how people get traded, and that's how people get fired. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Will this team look the same when you get back in 2 weeks?
No. There'll be something different. They're going to do something. And by the way, Detroit ain't no punks. And Detroit's coming in next. Imagine that. If they don't fire in my opinion, if they don't fire Mike Brown between now and Detroit, if they lose to Detroit, he'll get fired that night. That's the environment. They're just asleep. Or they're saying, we're not eating the $30 million. We don't think it's Mike Brown. We're going to make some moves. We're punting on the season. Punting on the season in December. It's bad news, dude. No, I don't think they'll be the same. I really don't. I believe this will be something's going to happen between now and when I get back on the 6th. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, so what do we do? What do we do?
Kings Rewind.
We do Kings Rewind. We will knock that out, and then we'll start to get specifics, and we'll take your ideas as well. There's a safe space. Nothing realistically is off the table. When I say realistically, if I say, hey, what would you do if you're the Kings GM? You say, I'd trade De'Aaron Fox for Victor Wembanyama. That's not realistic. I'm saying nothing's off the table. No one is safe. Nothing's off the table. Kings Rewind coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Coach Christie here reminding you it's the final days of year-end savings right now at Folsom Lake Kia. Don't miss last chance massive year-end discounts. Hurry to Folsom Lake Kia or FolsomLakeKia.com.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high-hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork and introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area. So during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Just once a year, NorCal's largest gathering for anglers, hunters, boaters, RVers, and off-roading enthusiasts. Buy the latest gear, discover the best destinations, and check out the all-new, fully redesigned Toyota Land Cruiser. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's your stat of the day. Until we get to Chris's. Who's hot, who's not. After 94 career games, Reggie Miller had 76 three-pointers. James Harden had 109. Ray Allen, 136. Clay, 185. Steph, 187. After 94 career games, Victor Wembanyama has 201 three-pointers. Now, when you combine that with the fact that after 94 games, he also has 341 blocks, which is more than Hakeem, Mutombo, Duncan, Shaq, and Gobert had. People throw the term unicorn around a lot in sports. He is the unicorniest. That dude, you know, I'm not saying he's like the Shohei Ohtani of basketball, but I'm saying he's the closest.
He's a two-horned unicorn.
He is a two-horned unicorn. Yeah, he's a duocorn. All right, you got it all set?
We're all good.
All right, Kings Rewind right now, please.
A day off, a fresh approach, another crack at the Los Angeles Lakers on a matinee in G1C.
One more. No! Give me one more.
Much like Thursday, it was another 7-0 deficit right out of the gates.
Why does this keep happening?
Sacramento had a better energy, and they had the look of a team that was playing desperate for a win.
I smell desperation. I smell sadness. I smell a need to construct a false identity.
DeMar DeRozan lit up the home crowd with an angry dunk in the first quarter that came out of nowhere.
Came home, y'all didn't deserve him either.
That's right.
While the Kings had energy, it was clear that LeBron James was rejuvenated because he was very lively early on.
You can't do that!
Oh, by the way, did you know that LeBron James' first game ever was played in Sacramento?
I did not know that.
In King James' first 14 minutes on the floor, he was 9 for 11 for 21 points, and the Lakers owned a 5-point lead.
Hey, stop it!
Meanwhile, his running mate, Anthony Davis, well, he had yet to score.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
De'Aaron Fox was doing the heavy lifting for the Kings as he was scoring at will and at a very efficient rate.
Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you.
It was 56-53 Lakers at the half, with the game still very much in doubt.
I am begging you from my soul.
In the third quarter, Kings starting center Domantas Sabonis would get his 25th double-double of the season and would finish with 19 points and 19 rebounds.
That's right.
De'Aaron Fox would end up with his 6th 30-point game of the season.
What does the fox say?
Damn it.
The Kings even won 2 challenges.
Look at that. What am I not good at?
It felt like they needed more because this close game was coming down to the wire. In fact, a ball that appeared to go off Anthony Davis late in the game was called last touched by the Kings.
Are you sure?
It's okay because the last 2-minute report confirmed that it was a mistake and should have been Kings ball.
Who paying you? I recommend you.
The Kings still would do themselves in because with just 2 seconds on the shot clock and just a 2-point lead, the Lakers threw the ball to the corner and Malik Monk had a silly foul on Anthony Davis.
That's bad.
The Kings would need AD to miss at least one. Good news, he did better than that. He missed both.
That's good.
Bad news, the Lakers back-tapped the rebound and the Kings were forced to foul again.
That's bad.
LA made both freebies, and the Kings would lose to LA again.
What happened? We won, right? We cheered.
Snap out of it. We lost. Well, you lost.
Another home loss, another close game loss, another loss overall, and that is a 3-game losing streak.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life, and I didn't want to see anybody else either.
24 hours later, the Kings would get a chance to get it right.
That would have been a wake-up call.
Ring, ring. Rise and shine, Rickey.
Enter the Indiana Pacers and former King Tyrese Halliburton.
You low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic.
You could feel the tension in the air.
Yeah!
The Kings were vulnerable and so desperately needing a win.
I'm desperate. I'm begging you. Please.
A poor shooting start by both teams led to a sluggish first quarter.
I did.
The second wasn't much better, but at half, we had a tie game.
A hope, a chance.
It wasn't going to matter if the Kings won by 1 or by 50. Everyone just needed to see that darn beam.
Please.
In the second half, the Kings kept missing everything they threw up there.
Chunk.
In the second half, the Pacers kept making everything they threw up there.
Chunk.
By the end of the game, the Kings shot their worst percentage of the season.
Worse? How could they get any worse? Take a look around you, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell.
That's true.
From "We Want Keon" chants to a chorus of boos, they had their voices heard.
Oh, look at me. I'm making people happy.
That's wrong. Now it's about to happen, so we'll just see how the rest of this goes.
The fans were restless.
We're gonna go nuts in there!
Okay, that's good.
From "We Want Keon" chants to a chorus of boos, they had their voices heard.
For this, are they booing me?
No, they're saying Boo Earns. Boo Earns.
Are you saying boo or boo earns? I was saying boo earns.
When the final horn sounded, the Kings were outscored 70 to 43 in the second half.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
The losing streak has matched a season high of 4. All 4 losses have come at home.
Oh, this whole place sucks. That's right, it sucks.
And this team officially is stuck in the mud.
Please, you're letting the sadness of the swamps get to you.
Oh,
You
Atreyu.
have to try.
Atreyu.
You have to care.
Artex.
For me.
Artex.
You're my friend.
Artex.
I love you.
I love you, Artex.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thanks.
Next matchup, the 26th, when the Pistons visit the Kings.
I'm so excited. I'm scared.
Jesse.
Jesse. Oh, well done, you guys. And I should say this at 7:38 in the morning, December 23rd. It's time to call it. If you haven't already, everyone, the beam is dead. The beam is dead. It was a good run. Great gimmick. I was all in on it. Not saying it can't come back, but it'd have to be son of Beam or daughter of Beam. But the beam is dead. Pour one out for the beam. Tough times. Tough times in Sacramento. We'll take the fifth caller, 1-800-920-1140. Kings tickets. We'll be giving away a pair each and every hour between now and 6 p.m. to go see on New Year's Day the Kings. Maybe the new look Kings taking on the Philadelphia 76ers, who, believe it or not, are actually worse right now than the Kings. 1-800-920-1140. We'll take a break. When we come back, all right, this is the most underachieving Kings team in franchise history. That is a fact. So what in the hell do we do? 1-800-920-1140. You'll probably get a busy signal right now. I'll clear up those phone lines. You can text us at 916-339-1140 or on YouTube. This is a safe space. We will listen to everything realistic. You think it's so easy? Strap on that puffy vest and fix the damn team, folks. Plus, we'll let you know who's most likely to be gone if somebody is gone. Mike Brown and Monica Nair. Plus a couple polls out there as well. We'll do all that next.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
My ball throws one up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and
Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel are extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
This holiday season, Capital One reminds you to give yourself the gift of 1.5% cash back with the Capital One Quicksilver Card.
Can I earn 1.5% cash back on birds?
Birds?
What if you sent your true love 2 turtle doves plus a partridge in a pear tree?
Sure, but why would anyone want that?
The song was very convincing.
Earn 1.5% cash back on all your holiday purchases with the Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so Arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave coming to you from my good friends at American Energy. Look, it's already cold outside. It's only going to get colder. American Energy wants to help you stay warm and make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 tune-up inspection. Normally $119, $49 right now, and that includes a full safety and duct inspection. And check it out. If your system's over 10 years old, and I'll bet it is, the tune-up, yeah, it's free. It's free from a company that's been in business since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ Better Business Bureau. Check their Yelp, check their Google reviews. Don't take my word for it. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. If you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at the AEway.com and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
I asked for some ideas before we went to break, what to do with the Kings. It's going to be the bulk of our final 2 hours. Frankie's going to join us at 8, 15 minutes. Matt Barrows will join us at 9, and we'll do 4 down territory. But other than that, it's going to be all Kings. And I'm seeing more than a couple people saying blow it up and rebuild. Blow it up and rebuild. Here's the hard truth, guys. Anyone who's listened to me, who follows me on social media, whatever, knows. I mean, there's literally a reason why I got the nickname Tank Commander. I've been screaming for a rebuild for a long, long time, and the Kings are not in a rebuild place right now. You have two all-star or borderline all-stars, two guys, borderline, most likely would make one of the three All-NBA teams. They're right there. That's not a rebuild section. And I can tell you right now, if they do it, this would be the weirdest time to do it, which is probably the only reason why I think it could even be possible. But here's the hard truth. This fan base does not have the stomach for a rebuild. You don't. And I'm not talking to you, sir, or you, ma'am, or the two of you there, or the three of you there. I'm not saying nobody has the stomach for it. I'm saying that the ownership and the fan base does not have the stomach for a rebuild. Never have. And one of the things that annoys me the most that I hear sometimes is, why would I want to rebuild? We've been rebuilding since 2006. We've tried it. It doesn't work. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. The Kings have never actually gone full rebuild. Okay. Full rebuild is what the Sixers did about 10 years ago. Full rebuild is what the Oklahoma City Thunder have done about 5 times under Sam Presti. Full rebuild is what the Spurs did before getting Victor Wembanyama. That's rebuilding. That is bottoming out, auctioning every asset you have off for draft picks and young potential players, being the youngest team or bottom 3 youngest team or top 3 in the NBA, hoping that some of your later round picks that you've acquired, some of the players that you may have acquired by trading off semi-stars or stars will work out. For example, when the Oklahoma City Thunder traded Paul George to the Clippers and got that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander guy as part of the deal. Like, you go back and you look at that trade, that's a team in the Clippers trying to contend for a title, didn't work. And that's a team in the Thunder saying, we're looking at 23, 24, 25 and beyond. And if you go and you look, honestly, go look at that Paul George trade between the Thunder and the Clippers. If you want to see an example of somebody who knows how to do a rebuild like Sam Presti, that was a theft. That was a theft. One of the biggest thefts we've seen in a very long time. So I'm telling you, a full rebuild, 60 losses, 70 losses, that's a full rebuild, and you're bottoming out for 2 to 3 years. So, like I said, we'll look at everything, but that ain't happening. That ain't happening. By the way, the Kings could. The amount of assets you could get for De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis alone, Keegan Murray, somebody's going to give you a pick or something for DeMar DeRozan, a contender. You can get assets. You can absolutely fill that cupboard up with young players and draft picks, but you're going to lose for a couple of years. You also have to ask yourself, do you have the right person in place to do that rebuild? Do you have the right person in place to draft to draft with those draft picks? I don't know. I don't know. Let me give you some of the polls I put out here just this morning, just to give you an idea where people are at. First question, should the Kings fire Mike Brown? Put this out a little under an hour ago. 55% of Kings fans. Hey, Chris, put your headphones on real quick. I just want to bounce this off you. Let's play Guess the Poll. Should the Kings fire Mike Brown?
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Thank you, Sam. Should the Kings fire Mike Brown? Yes or no, and what would you say the percentage is?
I'm going to say no.
but I'm going to say it's 54%.
Circle gets the square. 55% say no, the Kings should not fire Mike Brown. 45% say they should. That's a pretty even split, but definitely on the side of not firing Mike Brown. Should the Kings trade De'Aaron Fox? Yes or no? And what's the percentage?
No. 82%.
No is correct. 62%.
Really?
Say no. 38% say yes. That's an all-time high, by the way. Should the Kings trade Domantas Sabonis?
No. 78%.
Circle gets the square and a square on top of it, and you also get the bonus $1,000 for nailing it. 78% of Kings fans say the Kings should not trade Domantas Sabonis. And finally, should the Kings fire general manager Monte McNair?
I'm going to say Kings fans said yes at 55%.
That's, my friends, what we call a sweep. 53%. That's really well done, Chris. 53%.
I know Sacramento.
You know Sacramento. 53% say the Kings should fire Monte McNair. Again, based on what's happened in the past and what I'm hearing, if somebody is going to get fired, it would be Brown over McNair. That doesn't mean McNair would be safe this summer. And that doesn't mean Brown's going to get fired. But that does mean that if something was going to happen, that's what would almost certainly happen. Everybody's got a hand in this, though. You know, everybody's got a hand in this. I'm probably most angry at the players because I do think they've either tuned out Mike Brown or they ain't buying what he's selling, one way or the other. They talk to their agents. They read everything. Obviously, there's not a ton of motivation to keep this team together as we know it. Ori asks on the YouTube chat, this is an important question. How many head coaches are on the payroll at this point? 0. Well, 1, Mike Brown. And with Mike Brown, I'm unsure on the money here. I want to be clear. I haven't seen anyone nail it down. I think the prevailing wisdom is that Mike Brown's 3-year extension has kicked in at $10 million a year. But I believe that this extension tore up his last contract. I think there's a possibility that Mike Brown is guaranteed 2 more years at $10 million and then an option for a third. That's generally how these contracts work. Either way, the Kings are on the hook to Mike Brown, most likely something between $20 and $30 million. I'm not advocating firing Mike Brown. What I am saying is that if his contract is in the way of you firing him, that's silly. That's absolutely silly. If you think Mike Brown has lost this team and you're choosing a new coach and you think that is the right move over and by the way, I think it might be multiple things. You can fire a coach and also make moves. But if it's the money, I'm just going to go back to something we talked about last week. I'm not indifferent to it being other people's money and how easy it is for us to spend it, but I would just simply say this. The Sacramento Kings were sold about 11 years ago for $535 million. The Sacramento Kings are now worth just over $4 billion on paper. The Sacramento Kings saw a 19% value year-on-year increase over the last year, which is approximately $700 to $800 million. I know that money's not liquid. I understand that there would probably have to be a capital call. I understand a little bit about how this stuff works. But if you're letting $30 million, for example, or $20 million or $40 million sit in the way of trying to fix something for this team, that ain't the move. And I don't say that lightly. That's a lot of money. Some people are wondering why you wouldn't fire Monte McNair at this point. There is a massive case to fire Monte McNair. There just is. whether it's the Davion Mitchell pick, whether it's picking a guard that's hurt on an already guard-heavy backcourt, whether it's having to trade Davion Mitchell and others to get basically out of the Sasha Vezenkov contract and set you up for DeMar DeRozan, who so far has been a complete bust, not his fault, just the team's worse. There are a lot of bad moves. Imbalanced roster, lack of front court depth, which we knew at the beginning of the season was going to be an issue, and Jalen McDaniels was not the answer. You're having to make moves to get out of your own past mistakes, giving up an unprotected pick swap, which we seem to not bring up enough to the San Antonio Spurs, I think in 2031. Which is, I hate that move if for no other reason because it's in the back of my head and will be for the next 6 years. The idea that right around 5-6 years from now, Victor Wembanyama is going to be entering his prime, and for all we know, the Kings could be in their rebuild. Oh, by the way, here's this unprotected pick that is now, this is on the table, ladies and gentlemen. Not for a while. But let me tell you something that's on the table, and just remember we said this on December 23rd, 2024. The Kings giving up an unprotected pick swap to the San Antonio Spurs in 2031 is on the table to be one of the more talked about things in the NBA in about 4 or 5 years. Imagine a scenario where your bottom-feeding Sacramento Kings are trying to rebuild, but one thing standing in the way is maybe the most valuable asset any team has, and that is the brilliant San Antonio Spurs, who just won their first championship or competed for their first championship with Victor Wembanyama, sitting on what could be a top 5, number 2, number 1 pick, which they have no business having, because it's unprotected, and we'll think about tomorrow. We'll take a break. When we return, Frankie Cardicelli joins us. We'll ask him what the solutions are, and he better have all the answers. He's our Sacktown Sports Kings insider. He joins us next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win.
He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on Detroit. It's the final regular season home game presented by SAP. Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted! by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers face the Detroit Lions.
20, one block and he's in.
It's the final regular season home game of the campaign and presented by SAP.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Out with the old year, in with the new ride at Toyotathon. Going on now. Get a low-cost lease on the 57 MPG Prius, or choose from great deals on 16 other Toyota hybrid cars, trucks, and SUVs, all featuring Toyota's legendary reliability, style, and fuel efficiency. Don't miss out on your chance to celebrate. The final days of Toyotathon are on now at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Ends 1/6/25.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. The winter months bring joy, but also with more rain and snow, unfortunately, more accidents. Over the last quarter century, thousands of Northern California residents have looked to Ashton & Price to be their Rudolph with a law license to guide them through the storm of an injury claim. As always, we wish you and your family the safest and happiest of holidays. But if you need us, at Ashton & Price, we're here for you. So whether you've been naughty or nice, happiest holidays from Ashton & Price.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, you got to tell me what's going on for the Wrap Up the Year sales event.
Wrap up our biggest savings of the year with up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram heavy duties. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, including the hard-to-find heavy duties, your perfect truck is waiting at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That's a huge selection of Rams, and that's why Hoblet's the top Ram dealer in California, Chad.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Start selecting save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 tradesmans after 10,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 3,000 Hoblet inventory coupons while supplies last, 2,000 trade-in assistance on qualifying trades, 500 upfit, 2,000 California commercial business bonus cash, business ownership, and 500 upfit required. 5% net savings. Sample VIN 357-313. See dealer for details.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Jason Ross will be back on Thursday. Hopefully you all have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. Not a very Merry Christmas. It's not a very good holiday for our Sacramento Kings, as we've been speaking about all day. Well, I want to remind you, speaking of Kings, perfect time for this promo, too. We will be giving away tickets to go see the Kings January 1st against the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll be doing that every hour. So we've already given away 2 pair. We've still got 2 more pair on this show. Alan will take the torch from there all the way through 6 p.m. So stay tuned for us to throw out the phone number. And you can, of course, secure your seats to that and any other game at kings.com/tickets. And Frankie, our Sacktown Sports Kings insider, joining us right now for an extended
That's what we do.
holiday conversation. Frankie, I said, I get the joke. I don't blame people for laughing at the fact that we're giving away Kings tickets. The old joke is making the run on social media that they had a pair of Kings tickets. They left them in their car. Somebody broke into their car and left 2 more pair. But I do think these tickets, it's almost like buying a stock low when you're insider trading. This may very well be a hot ticket between now and the new year, because this team may not look the same between now and the new year. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Happy holidays, I guess. Back to a familiar setting here where we were 3 years ago. Very familiar spot. Yeah, sure. Or maybe give the tickets to someone in the family that isn't super into sports and something to do. You go downtown, you look at the ice rink. do some shopping, see a movie, maybe see a Kings game in there. That's kind of on the same level right now. Yeah, fun little giveaway. But, no, it's funny last night, just kind of talking to, some of the guys on that are in media as well. And everyone's kind of making the same jokes that it feels like we're back in 2021, back in 2019, yada, yada. It's a bad spot to be in right now if you're a Kings fan, and it's even a worse spot to be in if you're a member of the Kings, obviously, organization. So it's interesting to see how this all unfolds, and obviously hearing you talk about some of the things that you've been hearing. And again, it's not rocket science to put it together. This team is in shambles. They're a mess. Every conversation you can think of is happening behind the scenes, and it's an interesting situation because there isn't really a quote unquote easy solution. And any decision that this team makes right now in the middle of a season, it's going to come with a lot of weight and probably a lot of consequences, blowback down the line. But you can't say it's not deserved, and right now it definitely is.
Yeah, it's funny, Frankie. I had 3 different. I was sitting outside getting ready to do some decorating yesterday evening after the game. It was a 3:00 game, and I had 3 different Kings media members, all names you would know well, call me up at various points during the night, and all 3 basically wanted to have the same conversation, which is, boy, this feels really familiar. Like anyone who's covered this team long enough, and I started the show saying this. It's like predicting a hurricane. If you're a meteorologist, you're not going to get it generally exact, but you can tell when the winds are blowing. You can tell when jobs are on the line. You can tell when trades are almost certainly imminent. And I'm curious, you've been covering this team long enough, if you share that same sentiment that without predicting or guaranteeing things, that the environment around the franchise right now certainly seems like one where something's about to go down.
Yeah, the vibe I'm getting is just very volatile and very fragile. And it's interesting, like with the hurricane kind of comparison, it's hard to predict which way the winds are going to blow because there really are only 2 real directions or 3, I guess, you can go. I mean, obviously Mike Brown, Monty McNair, or the roster. Right now, just based on the people I've been talking to, the general vibe is the roster is at the forefront of minds here. This team really, or this organization, believes in self-correction to the point where it's frustrating even kind of just to hear it from this perspective, that the self-correction through, what are we, almost 30 or over 30 games of the way through the season, I think that ship's kind of sailed at this point. This roster is what it is. And we've known since training camp, and Dave, I know on this very show, I think I cut the clip, you've been pointing to, as of others, that this team does not have forward depth. They've lacked forward depth really going through De'Aaron Fox's entire tenure at the organization. So about a decade, this team's had 2 true small forwards, I think. You have Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray. I mean, you have Justin Jackson in there for a little bit. Mo Harkless is like, but I'm talking about.
Let me stop you and make your point, because I have the numbers. I have the names in front of me since De'Aaron Fox came into the league in 2017. And obviously some of these names will go over several seasons. Here are the wings he has had. Justin Jackson, Vince Carter, his rookie year. Harrison Barnes, Justin Jackson, his second year. Trevor Ariza, Kent Bazemore, Glenn Robinson III, Justin James, Mo Harkless, Josh Jackson, Keegan Murray in 22, and then Murray and Chris Duarte last year. Those have been, I mean, there's been other kind of smaller names, but that, for the most part, that is who he's had on the wings for his entire career.
For sure. And like that's one part of it, the fact that they don't have forwards to measure up. And in a league right now that is so reliant on defensive versatility, Keegan Murray right now is being asked to do a lot of things on the defensive end. And he hasn't been what a lot of us expect him to be on the offensive end, for sure. I mean, the 3-point shot inexplicably has not been falling. Open looks too, but he's giving everything he's got on the defensive end because he's the only player that they have that can provide defensive value and not be a 0 on the offensive end. And that's the problem. And how does Monty McNair in the front office address that? I don't know. I'm looking at Monty McNair's track record here. This is his 5th year, believe it or not, 5th year at the organization. And there hasn't been that trade that really is kind of shored up that aspect of the team. And there are a lot of issues with the roster for sure. And people are kind of pointing to the fact that De'Aaron Fox, who is making headlines at times, he's not fully locked in, or he's not playing at the level, the caliber that's expected for a 1A option. All valid points. I mean, I think at times this year, everyone's kind of taken a step back, or at times, specifically over the past 2 games, sleepwalk through the end of a game. And that's the Kings team as a whole. So to me, it comes down to the roster construction. And we did a blame pie on Alan Styles' show a week or so ago. I have my percentage of the pie at about 60, 65, 70% now for the front office. And to me, I know the conversations around Mike Brown and coaching, like you mentioned, I've heard similar. If there is a change to be made in season, fair or unfair, I think head coaching is where it's going to go. That's usually how things unfold in these situations. It's very rare to see the NBA have an in-season GM change. Yeah. It's happened before, but it just is very rare. So we'll see how things unfold in the coming days or sooner, like you said. But to me and to others that I've spoken to, I mean, I think that the front office is the one that should be under the microscope right now.
Yeah, and put out some polls today, and the fans agree with that too. They are fairly split, but 55-45 against firing Mike Brown. They're about 65% against firing or trading De'Aaron Fox, 75% against trading Domas Sabonis, and then I think it's 53-47 last I looked for firing Monty McNair. Now, you said it correctly, of course. Fair or unfair. Generally, and I said this last night, I believe if Mike Brown had not signed his extension last summer, and props to that age, and I think it would have been fired last night. I still think whether today or if they lose to Detroit, I would say it's a 55% chance he gets fired if they lose to Detroit, if not before. And I'm not here, nor are you, to advocate or debate whether he should or shouldn't. That's just how the most likely above the players move would be fire the head coach, you promote a Triano, a Doug Christie, whoever, to the probably be one of those two as interim. You see how the team performs for the rest of the year along with the trade deadline. Then you take a look back at Monty McNair. If it's obvious this summer, if it was Mike Brown and this team turns it around, Monty saves his job, odds are he'd be out. You bring in a new GM at the beginning of the season, right before the draft, off season. You let the GM make the draft and then also hire the coach, his coach, and then you go into next season with that team. Based on the step-by-step and leaving, again, trading players out, is that how you see it as well, most likely?
Yeah, if that's the Band-Aid they choose to rip off. But, yeah. It's frustrating because I look at it as from the standpoint of, there's been some hesitancy to kind of dip into that luxury tax or go to that first apron. But doesn't it make more sense rather than firing another head coach and paying out another head coach for multiple years, mind you? Yeah. Wouldn't it make more sense to just kind of maintain that internal structure and just pay to upgrade the roster and kind of have to dip? Like Sacramento, unfortunately, and we all know this from watching this team for a long time and acquiring talent, they can't really play by the other rules other teams can. I mean, that's a precedent that's been set from multiple decades of losing. And now that started to change. I mean, you're bringing in guys like DeRozan who willingly came here, whether people did want to decide if he's over the hump or not, and he hasn't looked great as of late, specifically over the weekend has not been a factor. Mm-hmm. But if you want to make this team truly competitive, and from what I've heard, I'm not sure if you've heard the same thing, Dave, they want this core to work. They want this team to succeed. And a lot of other people look at from a talent evaluation standpoint, 1 through 5, 1 through 6, this is the most talent this team has had in maybe 2 decades. I mean, it is. That's the hard part. So I look at it as, does this franchise really want to pay out another head coach, one who's beloved by the franchise's star guard right now, who may or may not want to move depending on who's the head coach? Wouldn't it make more sense to invest in the roster and kind of get to that luxury tax or that first apron? I'm not sure if ownership's going to do that or approve it, but to me, I just think it doesn't make sense to go back into that George Karl, Luke Walton type era where the King or Jay Yeager, where the Kings are constantly paying 2 head coaches at once. I don't know if it's a solution, and I don't think Mike Brown's been perfect at times. The rotations haven't been there, but the attention to detail is, and hopefully that means he'll make some adjustments in the near future before it's too late. People keep talking about Keon Ellis and how he's been that, I don't want to say scapegoat or that main player that's kind of been an example of the inconsistencies, but it's a good point that the Kings have been the worst 3-point, defense in the NBA. You have a guy in Keon Ellis who's a great perimeter defender. He puts pressure on the ball like nobody else in the Kings roster. Last night is a night where you're facing the Indiana Pacers, who are a 3-point shooting team. And, Doug McDermott's looked good, but I don't see why Keon Ellis doesn't get those minutes. So those are things that are concerning for sure. But I don't look at it as the team is quitting on Mike. I look at it more as the team is kind of saying, this is what we are. Like, this is, they're at their limit. They do not have the personnel to defend at the level they want to. They should put the players there if they can. Keon Ellis should probably get more bump in playing time if they're going to continue to roll this out until they make moves. But I don't look at it as a matter of fact that letting Mike Brown go is going to solve any of these problems. I mean, nothing will be solved until this roster has some real changes, and easier said than done. But, it's time for that front office to get to work because, if Mike goes first, sure. But Monty McNair is still going to have to answer at the end of the year if the team does not improve.
Frankie Cardicelli joining us. I want to go back to the apron because I want to make sure there's not this isn't on you. I want to make sure, and I kind of started this last night. There are certain things we in the media sometimes glaze over or stay on the periphery about. And I don't want to do that here. I don't want to hear, and I don't want to hear about the apron, and I don't want to hear about eating $30 million if you fire Mike Brown. Now, look, if you don't think firing Mike Brown's the move, then don't fire Mike Brown. If you don't see a deal that puts you in the apron that makes sense, then don't do it just to do it. I don't want them doing moves just to do moves.
Agreed.
I do not want part of the narrative being the money it's going to cost the team. I don't. And I'll refresh it again. And I don't say this lightly. And I know a little bit about how this stuff works within ownership. The Kings are worth over $4 billion. The Kings were bought last 10, 12 years ago for $535. The ownership group and very deservedly have made a lot of money off the backs of their efforts, their guts, their bravery to take that chance at a then record purchase price for a team in Sacramento. They saved the team. They've developed the land. They've built the arena in a public-private partnership with the city. They deserve every penny they've made, in my opinion. But they've also done that, understandably, on the backs or in partnership of, amongst other things, season ticket holders and people paying to go to these businesses. Last year to this year, they have increased their value over $700 million. Granted, you have to sell the team to do that. You have to sell the team to realize those profits. But what I don't want to hear and what I find comical is to hear about hesitancy from a financial standpoint when you have literally made billions of dollars and outperformed 99% of any stock out there over the last 12 years. The fans haven't made the money. I'm not putting anything in my pocket. You're not putting anything in your pocket. We had a little something to do with them staying. No one's making money, okay, except ownership. And they should. I know I'm ranting here, and they should. But if that's what it takes to fix this team, and you're going to spend $30 million, $50 million, $100 million, and everybody's got to get a capital call and grumble while they write the checks, you can cry over your Camus wine and your mansion in Granite Bay. I don't want to hear that. I don't want anyone putting that out there legitimately as an issue at all. It's my thoughts.
And that's what comes with running a sports franchise. I mean, these are the risks that are involved. And you see other teams do it around multiple sports leagues, not just the NBA. And this is kind of the time where it's time to put that up. Like if you really care about this success of this team and you want this group to really work, you want De'Aaron Fox to remain in Sacramento, you want longevity with this group. You don't want the Beam team to become that blip we look back on 10, 15 years from now and say, well, that was an interesting little Cinderella run.
That was neat.
That was a neat time. And again, like you mentioned, and the ticket prices have been a huge topic of discussion too, not just around, people I've talked to in the media, but, I have friends, family, people inside. There's a lot of things with, there's a lot of grievance about the raised ticket prices. And when you look at the Kings raising those prices, you look at their on-court product at home. And again, I pulled it up just out of curiosity. Since the beginning of the 2022-23 season, so in the Beam team era, the Kings are 53-46 at home. That's a .535 winning percentage. That's 21st in the NBA. And that's just a crazy, the way that the Kings are perceived around the league is Golden One Center is a loud, fun place to be. And I'm now starting to kind of grasp it's probably fun for opposing teams or media because, that there are the opposing teams get to come in and kind of just march to a victory here. I mean, the teams are in here there's Brooklyn, Utah, Toronto, Chicago, the Spurs, Portland, Washington, Charlotte, and Detroit. Those are the only teams beneath the Kings that have a worse home record over the past 3 years. So it's time to look in the mirror, I think, just as an organization. And there is no easy answer, to at least in my opinion. I mean, I think everyone out there has their own opinion. And that's kind of the interesting part. Something's going to be done. And it's going to be popular for some and popular for others. But I think that the main goal for everyone is the same, that they want to see the Sacramento Kings be successful. And how they do that, we're going to find out. But what's been happening over the past couple of weeks and really over the whole course of the season has only proven that there have been a lot of wrong buttons pressed along the way. I think it spans a couple of years now. And there's been a lot of hesitancy to make trades and make moves. And the whole "it takes two to tango" line, I think, it's overdrawn at this point. And I think it's kind of stale, and action is needed. And that's where we're kind of at right now.
What did you say the home record was in the Beam Team era? So just to make sure, we're talking about last year, the year before, and so far this year, correct?
Yep. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the record?
53-46.
53-46. Why am I'm getting different numbers? That might be my math. I don't know. 53-46. So that is 99 games, of which they've won 54 of them. Excuse
53.
Me, 99. Okay, so we're doing math on the spot here. So 50. You said how many? 53.
53-46, and it says a .535 winning percentage.
Okay, 535. That's what I have too. Okay.
Math.
So if my numbers are right, which I don't know, I think some of this might be NBA Cup. Some of it also might be I'm stupid. Let me see here. 25-16, 22-19. Oh, it's because they've played more at home than the road. Okay. So in the Beam Team era, Frankie, just to underline your point, just quick math on a napkin. The Sacramento Kings are 53-46 at home. That's a .535 winning percentage. They're 54-41 on the road. That's a .568 winning percentage.
Do you want to know what that is in the NBA? Because I just pulled that up while we were talking.
I would. Yes, I would.
The Sacramento Kings are third in the NBA in road record and winning percentage. Like you said, 54-41. That's a .568 winning percentage. The only teams ahead of them are the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks.
Well, I think we can also say something without a doubt, and it might take more time. It would take more time to come up with it. The Sacramento Kings, I think by a decent margin, have the worst difference in home versus road splits in the last 2.5 years. In other words, you mentioned Boston having a better road record. Guarantee you when you look at their home record, it ain't no 535. It's probably closer to 700. Same thing with the Knicks. The difference, I'd love to see how many teams. In fact, I'll say this, Frankie, as we close out. I'll just bet money the Sacramento Kings are the only team over the last 2.5 years to have a 500 or better record at home and on the road, but are better on the road.
Probably. And do you want to know what Boston's home record is since the beginning of in that time frame?
I 100% do.
Can you guess what they're winning? Put a guess out there what they're winning.
I'm going to say their winning percentage is somewhere around 730.
Their home record over the past 2+ seasons. So again, the 2022-23 season, the Boston Celtics are 80-17. That is an 82% winning percentage. Jesus. Then you have Denver down there. They're around 80% as well. Milwaukee, 75. And that's where the Kings used to be, which is the frustrating part.
Do you have the Knicks?
Used to be. The Knicks are 11th in the NBA. They are 58-36, 61%.
Again, far better at home than on the road, and they're one of the top three. That's the point. It's the Sacramento Kings home court advantage is dead. If anything, it's a home court disadvantage. And with everything that we've been talking about this year, and we've been talking about this home court thing for months now. This isn't a Johnny-come-lately thing. This is the one, this is the most difficult to explain, Frankie. And I expect you to have an answer sometime between now and the new year.
I'll work on it. It's fitting though. Like we talk about, we got little Franks on the way.
Yeah.
It's very fitting that he'll be born kind of into an environment like I was, where the Kings, they weren't in a great spot in '94. I mean, obviously they're in a better spot now, but it's a blessing and a curse.
Do it for baby Frankie. Do it for baby Frankie. All right.
That's the Rizzler.
Frankie Carcelli.
I'm afraid to see that graphic, by the way, Verlot. I'm very horrified to see what you He has something ready, he says, with
He
has to
does.
do with the baby.
We're
and the
all
red
getting
bear.
it internally too when that thing pops. I promise you that. We're all going to see it first. That's our Sacktown Sports Kings insider, Frankie Cardicelli. He joins us each and every week. Make sure you read him and follow him online. Hey, dude, I'm sure we'll text on the day, but Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to you and yours. Thanks for all you do. We'll talk to you soon, brother, man.
Thanks, man. Happy holidays, and everyone out there. This is all temporary, I promise. Hopefully down the line we'll laugh about it, but for the time being, enjoy the holidays, enjoy some time away from watching the Kings, and we'll see you next week.
All right, that's Frankie Cardicelli. We are way late for a break. When we come back, quick break.
We bring the boom! That's what we do!
Quick break for some football. Also, Matt Barrows will join us at 9 a.m.
No, he will not. He is up in the air.
Oh, okay, good. You know what? Honestly, no offense to Matt. I'm actually glad. I don't really want to talk about the Niners today. Good. Matt, take the week off and do your thing. So that would just kind of fit in weird. We'll do 4-down territory, Raiders, Niners, best and worst. We'll get that out of the way, and then it is all Kings the rest of the hour and a half. Stick with us. We're right back after this.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Now to Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
It's your last chance for year-end event savings at Folsom Lake Kia. Don't miss what might be their lowest payments of the year. Hurry to Folsom Lake Kia right now and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
You hope that you're never in a situation where you need representation, but if you ever are in that spot, you certainly want someone you can trust. And I'm sure you've seen all those lawyers on TV that just quickly process through case by case by case. Well, how about someone that's right here, that is local, that cares about you, cares about their own name and their brand, but certainly cares about our community? So if you're in that spot where you need representation, I suggest Jonathan Gonzalez at the Gonzalez Law Offices. He's right here in downtown Sacramento. And again, doesn't count you as just one of those many case after case after case. He will put in the time, put in the effort, get to know you, and is here to help. Whether it's wrongful termination cases, expungements, car accidents, whatever and wherever you feel the need for representation, I suggest you contact SacLegalDefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, that's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at SacLegalDefense.com or 916-304-9187.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Fabric Talk. Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Ooh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is expanding. I guess you could say the Super Shop is getting more superer. That means more for you, more apparel, more equipment, more shoes, more gift ideas, more of everything you want. If you're looking for the right gift for the golfer in your life, let the friendly team of Hagen Oaks experts help you find the perfect gift. From golf bags to golf balls, from golf pants to golf shirts, from rain gear to golf gloves, Hagen Oaks has it all. And much is on sale. Visit the Hagen Oaks Golf Superer Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80, or find us at HagenOaks.com.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPfest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPfest.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available. Special financing lease in some of the offers.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
DMX. Rest his soul.
I wish I remembered the account that sent it out, but they were talking about the movie Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And like Santa comes in, makes fun of your kid's deformity, then laughs at it, and then sings a song about himself and takes off.
Ha! From the 916, Dave, you never answered the question. Do you trust Monty to rebuild this team? Firing the coach is whatever. The GM has all the control. We've already seen Monty miss out on Sengun and Connect. I'm going to give you the most honest answer I can give you, dude. I don't know. I've been a Monty cheerleader. I know you don't care, but just full transparency. I love him to death as a human, and I root for him as a Kings fan. He is smart as a whip. That front office is highly, highly intelligent. I want them to I want everyone who's a King to succeed. And the whole he missed out on Sengun and Connect, that every draft GM's the best. My guy Sam Presti misses. Everyone. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is roster imbalance, repeated mistakes, drafting an injured guard. Either they knew he was this injured, which is terrible, or they didn't know he was this injured, which is worse. And imbalancing the roster, not having I don't worry about the specific play. Like when you draft Marvin Bagley ahead of Luka Doncic, that's a problem. When you think it's the best player available, which I appreciate from him, which is why we got Tyrese Halliburton, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not going to worry about who he specifically missed, but I am going to worry about the philosophies and the McDaniels of the world, which didn't make it out of training camp, and the lack of depth and the lack of shooters and the lack of wings and the repeated bringings in of guards. That's my problem. One thing, the two things I hate most about when the team sucks and we're in issues and we have issues like this. Number one, although it just kind of make me laugh, is the fan base sometimes will blame the media. You're not asking the right questions. We don't have that influence, guys. And it's not our fault. And it's not your fault. That's the equivalent of me saying to you guys, you're not cheering hard enough. Like, don't look at the media. Geez, you want to say this is soft media compared to Philadelphia? Yeah, I agree with you. That's Sacramento. It's gonna be like that. Same thing in Memphis. Same thing in Oklahoma City. When you're a one-horse town, yeah. But I'm hearing Sean Cunningham, and I'm hearing James Hammond, I'm hearing Frankie, and I'm hearing Matt George, and I'm hearing a lot. I'm hearing them asking questions like, "Have you lost the team? Have you tuned out the coach?" You got to do. They're doing their jobs. I'm not blaming them. Let's not just blame to blame. And the other thing I hate, and we got to get to four down territory here. I think the worst part about this team sucking when they suck outside of the suckitude itself is the fan base turning on each other, bringing up old takes that they had. See, I was right. I've been saying you're the... Don't turn on each other. I know that's an impossible thing to ask, but don't turn on each other. We all want the same freaking thing. And guess what? You're all full of garbage. Just like we're all full of garbage. If you make enough predictions, if you say, I had Clipper fans in my timeline over the night, going back to a tweet I made in July after the DeRozan signing, where I said the Kings now run California. What a bad take right now. I own it. Also, I'm not sitting there retweeting every tweet I had saying I was also the guy in October and before wondering about DeRozan's fit in the offense. Any of you who listen or follow me know that's been an issue of mine from day one. He's defensively worse than Harrison Barnes, and how's the offense going to run with DeMar DeRozan? But it would be equally as stupid for me to be like, I told you. No, just don't do that. It's just silly. Everyone's full of garbage, dude, and everyone's going to have bad takes. That doesn't make it their fault, my fault, your fault. It is the fault of exactly four entities: ownership, front office, coach, players. That is it. Got a break or? Okay. Let's push four down territory into the next segment, which we will be going fast with because we have a who's hot, who's not, three in the key, but also Matt Barrow's not here at 9, so maybe we'll push stuff around. It's a holiday thing. I'm not worried about it. I'm not four down territory now, four down territory next segment. I don't care.
Has this show gone by extremely fast?
Dude, same thing. Same thing. And by the way, I'm looking at the numbers right now like, dude, everybody, what the hell is wrong with us?
Think they want Kings tickets.
Apparently, 1-800-920-1140. 1-800-920-1140 will take the De'Aaron Fox, fifth caller at 1-800-920-1140. Start 2025 with a bang at Golden One Center with the Kings, Sixers, Grizzlies, Heat to start off the new year. Join them for a thrilling New Year's Day matchup when the Kings host, perhaps, Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. I think it's more likely that I could say the probable new look Kings than Joel Embiid's playing. Secure your seats now at kings.com/tickets. Fifth caller, 1-800-920-1140, as the Sacramento Kings will begin their post-holiday drive towards the playoffs. And maybe they do that in a Hoblet truck. I mean, if you're going to drive, you might as well drive. Might as well. Hey! Carmichael Dave here. Wrap up the year sales event at Hoblet. I can't believe they made it work. Right now, you can lease a 2024 Dodge Hornet RT plug-in for as low as, I keep thinking this is a misprint, $5 a month plus tax for 24 months with $49.95 due at signing. Yeah, $5 a month, dude. I actually checked. That's not a misprint. For less than a cost of a cup of coffee each month, you'll be driving around a new Dodge Hornet. That deal's not going to last long. You can see why. If you want a new car with a monthly payment half the price of a value meal, hurry up. Go to Hoblet Dodge in Woodland. Go in time today and get it for put one of them ribbons on it. I always wanted to do that, like for the commercials for Christmas. Big old ribbon on the hood. Search, select, and save through the whole inventory at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. We'll take a break. When we come back, Fort Ave territory, right after this.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into three. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Coach Doug Christie here for your truck headquarters, reminding you that every deal at Folsom Lake Ford is a slam dunk. Shop all your favorite models on sale now, including America's best-selling truck for over 47 years, Ford F-Series, plus a huge selection of Broncos, Bronco Sports, and all of Ford's award-winning SUVs at FolsomLakeFord.com. Listen, I know a great play when I see one, and if you want to save on a new Ford, you got to drive the lane straight to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall. Right now, buy any new Ford with zero down on approval of credit. Save big with low interest financing, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. So hurry to Folsom Lake Ford, a 6-time Triple Crown winner for sales and service excellence. That's why they're my trusted dealer, and they should be yours too. Tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you, or shop them online at FolsomLakeFord.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at PrestigioJewelers.com.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Cooper Rush. In yesterday's game, Rush was 26 of 35, threw for 292 yards and 1 touchdown. No interceptions in the Cowboys' 26-24 win over the Buccaneers. With the win over Baker Mayfield, that was the 4th Heisman Trophy winner that Rush has beat in his 13 career starts. No one has ever beaten 4 Heisman Trophy winners in their first 13 starts.
Cooper Rush. It's a good year for Coopers. Flag, Rush, Amari, Cooper. You know, somebody on the text line said they bought they got a bunch of Kings gear that they bought for like kids and nephews and nieces and stuff that's already wrapped up and under the tree right now. God, how crap is that they don't even play the Pistons till December 26th? Imagine that. Here's a really sad thing I hadn't thought about. Imagine how many households in the greater Sacramento area are going to be filled with parents and uncles and aunts kind of half-heartedly apologizing when the kid opens up his Fox, Sabonis, whatever jersey, and they're like, sorry, they'll do better.
I think those name tags are being changed from mom and dad to Santa. And you say, well, remember when you pulled your sister's hair? Like, that's Santa was watching.
Who is not hot?
Manchester football clubs.
Oh, dear.
Manchester City lost 2-1 to Aston Villa and have won just once in its last 12 matches.
Oof.
With the loss, they dropped down to 7th place in the Premier League.
Oy.
But could be worse.
Yeah.
Manchester United lost to Bournemouth 3-0 on Sunday and are currently 13th in the Premier League.
Premier League. Come on.
Imagine a team only winning once in 12 games.
Right.
And then you also beating that team.
Yeah.
And still being worse than them. That's awful.
That is really, really bad. That was
one of the saving points of my sports fandom was like, yeah, the Kings are bad, but Man City has been killing it.
Golly.
So I can't be that mad, can I?
No, and you could be a Giants, Niners, Kings, Florida State,
Huddersfield Town.
Hey, we're unbeaten since October 1st in the lower division. By the way, that was at Old Trafford too yesterday. Ugh. All right, 4-down territory right now. I want to catch this up here. Okay. And then when we're done with 4-down territory, we should have just enough time for me to give you the trade that will make everybody angry. Come on, we got to have trade ideas. Get ready to be very, very angry. First down.
The Raiders beat Jacksonville over the weekend. Was that a smart move?
No, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. And you know, I know it's stupid. Even Raider fan agrees with me on it. You play to win the game. Yeah, no. The Herm Edwards quote was incomplete. You play to win a championship, or at least towards a championship. Yesterday was an example of a win being a loss. I don't blame Antonio Pierce or the players one bit. Their job is to go out there, try their best, and win. Good for them. Good for them. Seriously. No snark. Good for them. I blame Tom Telesco. This is where you're releasing guys, you're putting them on IR, you're sitting them, you're trying out some new young guys. Let's get the young guys some run. Let's get them some game experience. You have to help the coach and players tank. And in the NFL, where there is no draft lottery, it is 100% smart to tank. They likely went from the second pick, and in at least in the conversation for the first pick, they are now out of the conversation for the first pick, and they could pick as low as 7th, or God forbid, even lower than that. Let me see who they have left here. At the Saints and home against the Chargers. I mean, they'll be dogs in both. But just a dumb, stupid move. Yay, you beat the Jags. That's going to matter in about 4 months during the draft. Oh, we're picking 7th instead of 2nd. And all these guys got picked ahead of us. But, hey, we beat the Jags. And there was nothing worse than watching that. Well, I was watching the end of the game and looking at so many Raider jersey-wearing fans in the audience just going nuts. It's like, guys, You didn't want to win this game, but have at it. Second down.
The Niners lost to the Dolphins. With the Lions coming up at this point, we can shut the season, right?
Yeah, shut it down, man. Shut down the season. And what I mean by that is they still got to play. They still got to play. But, you know, again, play the youngsters. No reason to. The Niners are in the same yet different spot than the Raiders. Like, they're you know, at this point, the only thing they can get out of the season that would be great would be a higher draft pick. Something they didn't expect. They're not going to be in line for the 2, 3, 4 pick or whatever. But as of right now, what do they got here? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're picking around 11th. And by the way, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams just one game ahead of the Niners at 7 and 8. 5 teams. And then there's 3, 8, and 7 teams. Do not win another game. I fully need this team to be 6 and 11 at the end of the year. You might catch the Saints. I don't think you're catching the Jets or anyone below them, but you might move up a pick. You sure as hell could move down a few picks. Remember, Patrick Mahomes was drafted number 13, I believe. You're going to get some studly picks down there. And oh, by the way, those will be nice high picks. It's not a snake draft for the entirety of the draft. Third down, please.
What team had the best week?
I'm going to say, I mean, there's a lot of candidates here. I know I say that all the time. And I really want to give it to the Commanders for beating the Eagles and ending that win streak. I'm gonna give it to the Falcons. They beat the Giants. Ooh. But Michael Penix Jr. looked fantastic. Wasn't crazy, but looked fantastic. And you may look at his numbers and see an interception. That's one of those that like a technical foul that wasn't deserved. Like the NFL should rescind that interception. It was a perfect pass that bounced off dude. Not his fault. And now the Falcons are 8 and 7 and in line to win that division. So good for them. Fourth down.
What team had the worst week?
All right, I've been waiting to say this, and I'm going to say it because I'm going to go against a lot of the narrative here. Listen to this play, please.
Stumbles coming out of there, wants to throw, does now. You got a man wide open. Sam Laporta, touchdown, Detroit Lions. Oh, my goodness. Jared stumbled coming out from behind center.
Did you see that play? They ran, obviously, a planned play. Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator, ran Detroit. Fumble, fake fumble. They had the offensive lineman yelling fumble. And then, oh, look, they surprised everybody. Touchdown. Are you that stupid? Everyone's celebrating this. Are you really that stupid? That is the most asinine thing I saw all weekend. You're 12-2 and up 2 scores on the Bears. You're going to win the ball game. Why in God's name in the late third quarter would you pull that play out and not save that for the playoffs?
Well, that's the Bears got caught before. I can't remember what the team was. It was an actual fumble.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened. I believe it was something they were just planning for the Bears.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's just like, well, we planned for this game.
Sure.
Might as well just do it.
Save it. Save it. It's a hell of a play. It's a fun play call. Maybe you don't use it, but maybe you do.
Actually, it might actually be even more helpful because if they actually fumble now, the other teams would be like, oh,
it's not really a fumble. Okay, that's a fair point. I don't. You shouldn't be showing stuff like that this time of year. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, and we'll.
I already did that.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Well, I was going to say, if you let me finish, who's hot, who's not was already done magically by Chris Rillard. We'll get to 3 in the key and the trade that's going to piss every single one of you off. Final hour of the program, final hour of the year for us coming up next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-770-2727. 800-770-2727.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Whether you're ordering wings for the game, whipping up a 7-layer dip, or ordering pizza, there's something about football that makes you want to eat. And this football season, Uber Eats has the best deals on game day food. No matter what you're craving, from 2-for-1 pizza to buy one, get one wings, Uber Eats will be dropping new deals each week, all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers face the Detroit Lions.
20, one block and he's in.
It's the final regular season home game of the campaign and presented by SAP.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right, sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing lease in some of their offers.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Bring the family and discover your next adventure. Don't miss more than 100 free fishing, hunting, casting, kayaking, and dog training seminars. On the weekend, take the kids to a building filled with free activities. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right. I am not on the trade De'Aaron Fox bandwagon. I've been very loyal about or open about that, except for two things. One, if you know in turn, if De'Aaron Fox and or Rich Paul were to go to Monty McNair and say, "Hey, look, dude, I want out. I'm going to ask out this summer. There's no coming back. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to trade me before that's public so that I don't reduce your leverage." Although, you know why that doesn't happen a lot? Because why would a player want to further deplete the team he's going to help the team he's leaving? But De'Aaron's the type of guy I could see actually doing that. Being like, look, I need a fresh start and that. Also, sometimes maybe they do that because they've got a list of teams they want to go to and they don't want to be stuck. You know, it's one thing to go from the Kings to a contender. It's another thing to go from the Kings to hell. By the way, we'll have one more pair of Kings tickets for us this hour to give to you. And then Alan Stiles will take that. We'll do it every hour on the hour. I wanted to do some half trolling this morning just for fun because it's the holidays. Chris, I want to give you a who says no deal. But if you were to trade De'Aaron Fox, if you were, here's a trade I might look at. You ready?
Ready.
Sacramento Kings trade De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Lyles. They reunite him with Jordy Fernandez and the Brooklyn Nets. In return, they get Cam Thomas, Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons, and 2 first-round picks, top 3 protected. By the way, Brooklyn's pick situation, they have a ton of them. They have a ton of picks that they could deal. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 first-rounders this year. There's a couple of one of them's got some protections. They got one from Milwaukee protected 1 to 4, and then an OKC swap. Next year, with the Miles Bridges trade, they've got the Knicks pick plus their own. Oh, excuse me, this year. That's that. They have 4 firsts this year. They have 1 first. They have their own in 26. They have 2 firsts between the Knicks and the Sixers. No protections on the Knicks. 1 to 8 on Philly in 27. Now, I'm half trolling with the Ben Simmons thing. But my point there is if you were to trade De'Aaron Fox, and I don't think you should, if you were to do it, you got to do it for some players that could help you now. And then whether you were to go forward with whether it was a Simmons or, you know, Keon Ellis or whomever at the point, and now you've just added some depth. But you also have to you've got to put picks in that cupboard. Who says no?
I think the Kings say no.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say the Nets say no.
Oh, I'd want Fox.
I would too. And you're getting off Simmons' contract, obviously. So basically, that dude gets about a 4-month tryout. You're giving up both your cams. One is a very good piece. Certainly nobody at Fox's level. But I don't know if they would balk based on where they are right now at those first rounders. I don't know. I see Kuzma in there. I don't know that unless you're getting Kyle Kuzma like legit for whatever the hell you want to give them. I mean, seriously. If you could get Kyle Kuzma and give up stuff you're not really into anyways, what does he make? 23 milli this year. So what would that be? Kuzma. I mean, let me ask you this. Would you trade DeMar DeRozan for Kyle Kuzma? That works, by the way.
No. I have a feeling like this would be like that Devontae DiVincenzo trade where it's like, oh, that was a trade that we did want. Huh? Oh.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
Devontae DiVincenzo. Yeah.
And just like, oh, that was a trade we were going to get, and then it finally happens, and then it doesn't work. I feel like Kuzma's like, he's been coming here forever, and that when he finally come here, and it's not even based off of anything. It's just like a feel.
What about Herter and Lyles for Kuzma? I'm just again, if I'm just exploring Kuzma.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That to me is a type of move it would have to be.
Unfortunately, like the only thing that the Kings can really give away that other teams would want, I think, would be Fox and Murray.
Not Sabonis?
And Sabonis.
Oh, I see what you, but it would. I get you. I think Fox, Sabonis, Murray, probably Devin Carter at some level. I think those are their four biggest assets, I'm thinking, other than picks. Also remember that 99 times out of 100, folks, when stars get traded, they go to the opposite conference. Very rarely do they stay in conference. I'll tell you one that would be interesting. Just again, and by the way, guys, none of these are rump shakers here. I'll tell you what.
You're not going to get one that's just like, whoa,
No.
that changes everything.
No, you're not. I'll tell you one that might be interesting. Is you'd have to probably throw somebody else. Let me see here. Does that work? Herter and Lyles for Capella and Cody Zeller. It's not a pretty trade. But you're grabbing two guys, you're grabbing two bigs, you're giving up some wing depth, which is an issue. I'm not the biggest Capella guy. But you're talking about a guy who averages just about a double-double and give you, well, what is he doing these days? Let me see. What are we doing on blocks? Clint. Block and a half a game. I mean, that's what we're kind of talking about here. He's going to bring your free throws down. But I'm throwing this out here because everyone loves sports radio.
I think if you're talking about trading
this.
Fox, you're not going to get a star. I just don't think that's going to happen. What you're really looking to do would be, if you are trading Fox, you're going to have Monk now with Sabonis and Murray as your core.
Yeah.
And so what you would have to do is figure out what goes best with those three.
I agree with you, except you probably could get a air quotes star, but you're going to get a star. You're going to get a languishing star. You know what I'm saying? God, I'm looking at the Bulls right now. That Levine contract is toxic, baby. Oh my God. I know they want to get off of Levine, but I don't know how much. Like, I'm looking right now at Fox for Vucevic and Patrick Williams, but they'd have to throw other stuff in there as well. I'm talking about the Bulls. That's not enough for me. Vucevic will give you basically, we say Sabonis is diet Jokic. Vucevic is like diet caffeine-free, sugar-free Sabonis. You look at his numbers: 21 points, 10 boards, a little over 3 assists a game. I mean, that's a quality backup five on 58, 46, 86. That's a quality backup. And I think it'd be interesting to have Vucevic and Sabonis as your front line, see how that would work, although they chew a lot of the same dirt. I really want it to work with Fox, man. I really, really do. I really, really do. I also wanted it to work with Cousins. But I wonder if Monty and Wes are sitting in their offices with the ESPN trade machine. I like to think they are. I know they're not. But I like to think that they're just sitting there like eating Quiznos. And one of the front office, hey, Monty, what about this? All right, hear me out. Hear me out, dude. What if we went to Utah? Let's see, John Collins. John Collins for Kevin Herter and Trey Lyles in a pick. That works. It's not going to move the needle. All right. Pass me the mayo. From the 916, we got a break here. Dave, are you a Kings fan or a Fox fan? You can be both. Obviously, nothing stands in front of the Kings. Me saying I want it to work out with De'Aaron Fox doesn't mean don't trade De'Aaron Fox. Screw it. It means I would be sad if he left. I would get over that sadness very quickly if it ended up being better for the team. Yes, of course. But it doesn't have to be binary. You know what I'm saying? We'll take a break. When we come back, more Kings thoughts, your phone calls at 1-800-920-1140. I got some stats and numbers to put out there as well. Or maybe we'll just stick to the trade machine for the next hour. We'll have some conversations. We'll do it next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco. Paul George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Dude, I would. I'll figure something else out. I'll go back. I started out my first ever job. Well, no, not my first ever, but I worked at a car wash once. I'll go back. Carmichael Dave's car wash.
Didn't you used to be Carmichael Dave?
Mm-hmm. I did. Would you like vanilla or pine? I'll do it. Yeah. Fox has been here 8 seasons and hasn't won one playoff series, and everybody's acting like him leaving is the end of the world. Halliburton goes to the Eastern Conference Finals, and everyone thinks he's overrated. Yeah, okay. So, look, I've seen this a few times, so without picking on this particular person, let me give you an example of how that is what I would call nicely. I would say that's limited thinking, and let me explain myself. Well, the Kings haven't been to they've been in the playoff once since De'Aaron Fox. That's true. One time. and a play-in. You're right. You are 100% correct. But De'Aaron Fox is also 20% of the roster on the floor at all times. And to expect him to basically single-handedly lead a team to the playoffs, he's certainly not above criticism. There's plenty of stuff De'Aaron Fox is at fault for. But look, and I'm stretching here. De'Aaron Fox is not Michael Jordan. Hi. Michael Jordan didn't make the finals until he got some help either. Remember? I do. I remember Michael Jordan scored in 63 against the Celtics and literally hearing people say, well, he's great at scoring. He'll never lead his team anywhere. He's not a team guy. Anyone over 40 years old 100% knows what I'm talking about. Then you got Dennis Rodman and not in order, Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant and John Paxson and Phil Jackson instead of Doug Collins. And hey, what do you know? Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time. That's like the silliest example, but my point remains. You need help. I'll say it again. And thanks to Chris on Twitter for coming up with this. At Motion God with a 0 in it on Twitter. De'Aaron Fox's wings in his career: Justin Jackson, Vince Carter, Harrison Barnes, Trevor Ariza, Kent Bazemore, Glenn Robinson III, Justin James, Mo Harkless, Josh Jackson, Keegan Murray, Chris Duarte. Is De'Aaron Fox part of the reason the Kings have not advanced in the playoffs? Sure. Is De'Aaron Fox the biggest reason the Kings made the playoffs at all? Both can actually be true. De'Aaron Fox, the biggest reason. And shockingly, they made the playoffs the year after they acquired, wait for it, help in Domantas Sabonis. So, I again, when things like this happen and we go through stretches, there are some universal truths that I have noticed over the last 25 years of covering this team on the radio. One, everyone is certainly to blame, but specifically this guy. Pick your guy. This is Mike Brown's fault. I just had a guy on Twitter I just responded to during the last break who said, quote, "The fact people think Monty needs to go and not Mike Brown says a lot to me. Shows they have no basketball IQ and they need help." Last night, I literally had the following tweet sent to me. Quote, "The fact people think Mike Brown should go and not Monty tells me we have a bunch of casuals as fans." So everybody knows the right answer. It's De'Aaron Fox. He's not a leader. Domantas Sabonis, empty calories. Monty McNair, imbalanced roster, crappy draft picks. Vivek won't get off his wall. Everybody's got their scapegoat. That's fact number one. Fact number two, there's always a savior that if only this guy got more playing time, the Kings would be better. There's always the player everyone blames. Although in this case, it's kind of spread out a little bit. A little bit of Fox, a little bit of DeRozan, some Kevin Huerter still. But if Keon Ellis had been playing more, this team would have won more. Maybe. I don't know. But I also, I personally believe Keon Ellis should be playing more. 100%. I think not playing him last night was coaching malpractice. Unless there's something going on that we don't know about, I always leave this door open, like Keon showed up to practice late. Doubt it. Keon Ellis told Doug Christie bald people are stupid. I don't know. Unless something like that happened, not playing Keon Ellis if he's fully fit and ready to go yesterday was just that's just dumb. That's just beneath Mike Brown's basketball IQ. I have more respect for him than that. I expect more out of him. I also don't think if Keon Ellis was playing consistently over these last few games that they would have won the games. And I also remember Keon Ellis being in the starting lineup and not doing great. That's like saying Malik Monk, which I believe he's better as a starter. Also, hasn't worked out record-wise as a starter. We all know things until we don't know them, and then we want to blame them on other things and not remember what we said. So, yes, there's always a savior. People are always sure as to what's going to happen. And then number 3, people will reach for silly things because that's how we cope as human beings. I have heard over the last couple days many, but not limited to, following excuses. Number 1, De'Aaron Fox is too worried about raising his family and not worried enough about playing basketball. Number 2, Vivek is woke. And when you go woke, you go broke. He's too worried about the latest DEI thing instead of winning, and that's why they're losing. These are actual things I've heard. Number 3, Monty McNair is purposely tanking this team because he and Mike Brown don't like each other. Number 4, Mike Brown wants out. He got his money. He's purposely tanking the team. Number 5, it's the media's fault. You guys don't hold these guys accountable. If this was LA or Philly or New York, these guys would be playing better because the media would be embarrassing them. Number 6, we shouldn't have made the Tyrese Halliburton trade. That's why this team sucks. Number 7, DeMar DeRozan. By the way, maybe there's truth to some of these. I'm just listing them out. Number 7.
Yeah, Tyrese is doing great with the Pacers right now.
Amazingly. Number 7, DeMar DeRozan has lost everywhere he's been. That's why he's been on multiple teams. He's not a winner. Nice guy, great numbers, empty calories. I mean, that might actually, I don't know. And please don't point to me what Tyrese Halliburton is doing with the Indiana Pacers as also reasoning, because, again, that's called obfuscation. You're leaving out the fact that if the Sacramento Kings over the last 2+ years were in the Eastern Conference, they would have done a lot better too. And if Tyrese Halliburton was the one here and Fox was on the Pacers, do you really think the Pacers would be doing much worse? Come on. I don't mind the conversation. Let's just be intellectually honest and not have any agendas. We'll take a break. Are we taking a break?
Yes.
Okay. When we come back, what to watch Christmas edition, including next up for the Sacramento Kings.
Maybe even 3 in the Key.
Oh, 3 in the Key. Oh, we got to recap and do a 3 in the Key.
Yes, sir.
Oh, now are we, we're doing 3 in the Key for Detroit, right? Because Jason will be here.
He will be here.
But he won't have done 3 in the Key, so
Correct.
we got to do a 3 in the Key. All right. Ready? Break. We'll be right back after this.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm meteorologist Kelly Curran in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're going to start out the day with some areas of patchy morning fog and temperatures in the low 50s, but this afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 62. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA app.
Be there December 30th for Monday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on Detroit. It's the final regular season home game presented by SAP. Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or ProDesk for details.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork, then introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area, so during this holiday season you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. It's Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Good Guys Heating and Cooling. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda deal, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Simply happy. Simply happy. Good job, Dave. Hey, good morning. Few 1/2 hour to go. Let's open up the phone lines. Final time, 1-800-920-1140. For us, we're giving away a pair of tickets to go see the Kings and Sixers New Year's Day. Will it be the new look Kings? I don't know. 1-800-920-1140. Let's go with Sabonis, right? Isn't Sabonis 11 this year? Yeah, okay. Caller number 11 at 1-800-920-1140. Secure your seats now if you don't win at kings.com/tickets. And we'll be doing this all the way till 6 p.m. It's a it's a promotion that we've been working on for a while, and what a wonderful day to do it. So just in time for Christmas, get yourself a pair of ticks. Alan Stiles will be continuing this, and we'll be doing this every hour all the way until 6 p.m. Oof. Yeah. I got some stuff for you guys here. Let me roll through my phone. I will roll around and save things that I want to read. Yeah, last night, by the way, DeMar DeRozan, 2 points on 1 of 7. He was minus 21. You want any idea that this team is in free fall? DeMar DeRozan was 1 of 7 and scored 2 points. Not great. Oh, I loved this. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just a baseball stat I saved for you guys. Not a stat, a trivia question. Not even a trivia question, a factoid. There have only been 2 players in Major League Baseball history with the last name Moyer. Ed Moyer and Jamie Moyer. Ed Moyer died November 18th, 1962. Jamie Moyer was born November 18th, 1962. They are not related. Congratulations to Jonathan Taylor. You are the annual Carmichael Dave's Out of This Fantasy Football League, and you haven't done much all year, so once he's out in the playoff start, you go off. Good job, John. Thanks. Thanks for that. Never, ever, ever fails. Oh, here's a note I put in here. If anybody knows where Puke Guy is, we need him to go to a game. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is, kids. I wish I did. I know that we're in this together, as we always are. And I love each and every one of you. If you're a Kings fan, if you are a diehard Kings fan, yeah. We're all in this together, man. Woman, person. We're all in it together. And we will continue to be all in it together. And we deserve better. Isn't that really what it is, guys? When you look around at the NBA, isn't that really what the macro is, the zoom out? Cleveland's 25-4. They've had ups and downs. They had a championship. Boston defending champs. The Knicks are doing great. The Magic, despite losing, all their best players are still 18-12. The Bucks look like they're back on track. The Heat look above us. The Grizzlies had a bad year last year. They had pain and suffering going on. They're 20-9. The Oklahoma City Thunder, a smaller market than we are, have won 9 of 10, 7 in a row, defending 1 seed. They're 22-5. And here are the Kings. We got a little taste of it a couple years ago. I will forever be indebted to Monty McNair and Mike Brown and the key players on that team, breaking the playoff drought at 16 years. Those first 2 playoff wins against the Warriors. And then last year, even though there was a play-in game, being able to send the Warriors home, let's just be honest, the last 2 years have had some fun. They have. There have been some great moments. There have been some bad moments. There's been some great moments in each year. I will never forget the sound of the crowd at those first 2 playoff games. I'll never forget everybody waving goodbye to Draymond Green last year as he walked off the floor going to Cancun. Those are great moments. And it is just so Sacramento King-y. So Sacramento Kingsy that we're back to this. And that's after adding DeMar DeRozan for Harrison Barnes. And doofuses like me thinking, well, it's going to be an even better year. And then when you look around at the sports world, look at another team. And the only other team in the NBA that really can compare with us when it comes to playoff droughts and being crappy, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Well, look what they did last year. And by the way, they're still 14-13. They'll probably figure it out. Look at the Detroit Lions. They're like the NFL version of the Kings. They're probably going to be the 1 seed in the NFC. The Buffalo Bills, losers of 4 straight Super Bowls. They're on a great run right now. No Super Bowls Could you imagine trading places with the Bills over the last 5 years? I'm talking about the NBA equivalent. Couple of 1 seeds, some playoff stuff. Yeah, you didn't get to the Super Bowl, but hey, you're relevant. You're winning more games than you're losing every year by a long shot. And then you got the Sacramento Kings, time and time again. And you know what? If this was a movie, if we were watching this from the outside, you would be convinced that the Kings are literally cursed. Because nobody can be this bad for this long. No fan base can be this tortured. We're all in it together. Just remember that when you're turning on each other on chats, on social media and all that. We all want the same thing. And if you're a Kings fan, what did somebody say? I'll paraphrase it. But if you're out there on the dating apps and you see somebody as a diehard Kings fan, that's not a red flag. That's a green flag. Because you obviously are loyal. You may not be smart, but you're loyal.
You might be tortured.
You might be tortured. You might have severe emotional issues, but you're loyal. All right, 3 in the key right now. Let's recap. First, John Tash taking it away. All right, 3 in the key. We got a lot to get to, Christopher.
All right, first game was Kings and Lakers, round 2. Kings had some problems rebounding in the first game against the Lakers, so we asked who was going to win the rebound battle.
Yeah.
You said the Kings would win by 2.
Yeah.
I said the Kings would win by 10.
Uh-huh.
Well, 2 was right. Fortunately, it's wrong
Lakers.
for the Lakers.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, if they had 1 less rebound, that one after the missed free
He
throw.
is an 80% free throw shooter. Anthony Davis misses both, and they still get the offensive rebound. Like, that is just how this year has gone.
Next up, we said, what were the numbers going to be combined between AD and Sabonis?
Uh-huh.
You said it was going to be 50, 32, and 12.
Uh-huh.
I said it was going to be 57, 28, and 18.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot lower than we thought points-wise. It was 29, 34, and 10. So
let's see. I was off by 2 for rebounds and assists and off by 21.
Let's say you're closer.
Okay, why not?
And for the something weird, something strange, something out of the usual, you said the Kings would win a home game. That would be unusual.
What an idiot.
And it did not happen.
What a moron.
I said De'Aaron Fox would be lighting the beam. Beam has been off for quite some time.
Beam is dead. Beam is gone.
So that was the Lakers. How about we see what happened in the Pacers-Kings game?
Hey, that's going to be better. Probably not.
So we just made this very simple. We said, what were Halliburton's numbers going to be?
Yeah.
You said he would be 12, 7, and 8. No. I said he's going to be 12, 7, and 8. You said he was going to be 12, 3, and 8. He had 14 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. I guess I would be closer to that.
Yeah.
Then we asked what Fox numbers were going to be for the game.
Yeah.
You said 32, 3, and 7. I said 26, 5, and 6. He was 23, 7, and 5.
Yeah, I think you probably get that one too. We both suck.
And then the something weird, something strange, something different.
Something borrowed, something blue.
I said Halliburton would get a technical.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Didn't happen.
You said the fans were going to boo, but then you took that off the board and said, no, I want to be positive, Dave.
I know.
And you said the Kings would shoot 40% from 3. They were 31.6 from 3.
It's not good.
Hey, we got another game to play.
Hey, remember when I was listing off things I've heard from Kings fans as to what's going on?
Yes.
I got a new one. This is great. Ready? The Sacramento Kings are a money laundering scheme. This is how Gavin Newsom defeated the recall event in California last year. The owner of the Kings has been laundering money to Democrat campaigns in exchange for the city picking up the auditorium tab. These are real people, dude. These are real, actual humans that walk amongst you and are in front of you or behind you at the grocery store.
Hey, here's a little secret. Politicians really don't need money laundered to get money to them.
I love it. Hey, I love the creativity. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. It's been kind of questionable for the bench for the Kings lately. So my first question is, what are the bench points going to be?
Oh, hell. I don't know. 16.
I'm going to go with 24.
All right. Okay.
Next question is, I mean, the Pistons lately have been a high-scoring team. So what is the combined points total going to be at the end of the game?
Oh, golly jeez. I'll say 240.
I am going to say 253.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Something weird, something strange, something different for the Kings?
The Kings are going to win a home game. Eventually, right? Eventually, it'll happen.
I am going to say Keegan Murray will have a double-double.
Oh. Well, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
I really hope you're right.
We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? And we did that earlier. No, I said who's hot, who's not earlier. Chris is saying stuff in my ear. I said when we come back, who's hot, who's not, because I'm on autopilot. Celebrity birthdays when we come back as we finish out the year. Also, because I feel the energy going into the final part of the show. And you feel it. You got to talk about it. It's cold outside. Hey, is it officially winter yet, by the way? I don't know. Isn't that around this time?
Yes.
Yeah. Didn't that just happen? Well, it's cold-ish. American Energy's got you covered with a $49 tune-up. Regularly $119. That includes a full safety and duct inspection. If your system's over 10 years old, tune up on them. So give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. But if you need a new furnace, God forbid, half off. That's how much they're helping you out. Check them out at theaeway.com. That's the AE, AmericanEnergyWay.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Yeah, they care about you. They care about you after you get stuff done with them. That's why they have an A+. That's why they have an A+. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Celebrity birthdays, and we wrap up the year next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at SacktownSports.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening, Chad, for the wrap-up the year sales event?
Well, you have a choice to make. Save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs, or save thousands with 0% financing for 72 months. It's savings your way at Hoblet, not to mention all the savings at the pump with 56 MPGE.
Ooh, those are really nice Jeeps. You can't beat that mileage.
The Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE models, up to $12,250 factory and federal rebates and $47.50 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders, $37.50 federal EV tax credit. Consult a tax professional for details. 0% for 72 months available in place of $7,500 consumer cash. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. $13.89 per thousand borrowed. 5% savings. Sample VIN 681180. See dealer for details.
Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
California's largest sportsman's expo is back, January 16th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. Find a huge selection of fishing boats, kayaks, and side-by-sides. New this time, nearly 50,000 square feet of RVs and campers. And check out the all-new, fully redesigned Toyota Land Cruiser. Your life outdoors at the International Sportsman's Expo, January 16th through 19th at Cal Expo in Sacramento. More info at sportsexpos.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Go ahead. You can adjust the thermostat. That's fine. No, please. Why wouldn't you dare touch the thermostat there, Alan Stiles? And beautiful, beautiful jacket. I love that. That's a good-looking jacket.
There was a time.
There was a time.
I was working somewhere, and the thermometer was very finicky.
Yeah.
And basically, not me, but people that worked that day, there was a, hey, we told you guys not to touch it. You broke it. I never touched it. And just moving forward.
So you're just going to leave it at this because you don't want to touch it?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
I don't touch it.
What's the ideal temperature for you?
Just anything better than this. Last week was great. I don't know what happened today. Are you doing this?
Oh, yeah, he's doing that.
Why?
He thinks he's...
It's getting colder, and you're making it colder in here. That seems backwards.
He thinks he's David Letterman.
72 degrees. I have it at 64. So a couple things.
I can see my breath in here.
Couple of things. Number one,
yeah.
Even though it's not my money, it's John Bonneville's money. But
okay.
I like to.
That's not. No, stop it.
I'm just gonna be honest, man. I get worked up. I like it cold in here.
No, I
get worked up. I get emotional. I get fired up, dude.
To be fair, I feel the same way, but that's still too much.
Well, every day you come in, you tell me what you wanted at. I'll work it for you.
Thank you.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies, nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Hey, also, by the way, great for the holidays. Get yourself a Crumble Cookie today. Chris Rillard, who's old?
Pretty light on the birthdays today, so I went ahead and did today, Christmas Eve, and Christmas birthday. So keep that in mind. Today is Jim Harbaugh's birthday.
65.
Yeah. He's probably right there, 64.
I'm going to say Allen is closer because he is. Jim Harbaugh is 61.
Oh, wow. Seems older. Jim. Oh, I thought you said John.
Yep, I said Jim.
Whammy.
Next up, Eddie Vedder. How old is
Eddie Vedder. Oh, gosh. I think I can get close. 57. I'm going to be within a year, I think.
59.
We don't have a correct answer. We do have a winner. Allen, once again. Eddie Vedder, the big 6-0 today.
God. Ugh. Hate it. I hate it.
Okay, tomorrow, it is Ryan Seacrest's birthday.
Oh, God. I don't know. You got to cut him open to count the rings. I have no idea. Ryan Seacrest is 54.
He's been around for a while. 51.
We don't have a correct answer.
Bet you it's in between Allen and I, though. It's in between.
It is not. Allen is on a roll. It's the big 5-0.
Wow, he's younger
for
than
Ryan
I thought.
Seacrest.
Wow, 3-0 for Allen, recovering from Friday.
Still thinking about that.
Tomorrow, he will be celebrating La Vida Loca.
Hey!
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
All these guys that are just around the same
Best
age.
Ricky Martin song of all time?
Not
The Cup of Life.
That's right.
The theme to the World Cup. Second best. She's All I Ever Need. Great ballad. Richard Martin. Rick Martin. Also 54.
53.
We've got a correct answer.
It's going to be Allen.
Allen on a roll.
Wow.
53.
Allen on a roll.
Tomorrow
Wow.
for Ricky Martin.
That's a Christmas food. Allen on a roll.
That's right. Very tasty.
And let's go with the Christmas birthday that ended out. Dido. How old will she be on Christmas Day?
I will go down with this ship. Dido.
Please don't ask me why.
The window, I can't see it all.
And even if I could.
She is 50. I have no idea, dude. She could be 40. I don't know. I'm going to say 50.
The song was a while ago.
It was
51.
We do not have a correct answer.
Does Allen get the sweep?
Allen sweeps. Dave, she is going to be 53.
Oh, baby, just call me the Sacramento Kings sliding into the new year with a big L that I'm riding down the snow on. Allen, what are you going to talk about today?
Evan Sidery joins us at 12. And you can only imagine the Deer and Fox convos that we're going to have. Just breaking down a lot of stuff, man. Obviously, we're still giving away tickets for the Kings 76 every hour. So that's coming up in about 6 minutes here. And your calls, your texts. And ultimately, I might go, Mr. Draper, I don't need to look at the stat sheet. I don't need to. We got to go deeper than that. We're about to do it.
Did they quit last night?
Yes. I thought they quit the night before. I got into it with a Laker fan. I'll tell that story.
Okay.
Saturday, I went as a fan, and, I'm about that action.
Okay. Also, Rickey Henderson, probably, right?
Rickey Henderson as well.
We, everybody, I know we got to go. Listen, I love you all. Safe holidays. We always lose people over the holidays. I say this every year. Please be careful. Call an Uber. We want all of you back here when you're back here. Love you. Happy holidays. Bye-bye now.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Keegan going for another